And welcome back, everybody, to another CranKy Duckling broadcast. We just wrapped up Sparkling Tuna Cup number 25. Again, congratulations to NightMare. And we are now here in OSC King of the Hill weekly number 106. Oh my god. What I will say is that we have missed out on a couple of games. They did begin as we were in the grand finals, so we are a couple of games in. We can talk about it after this game, as this is the best of one, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the South Korean Terran player himself. He was also competing in Sparkling Tuna Cup earlier today, representing Prep Esports. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Mexican Terran player representing Storm Gaming, currently in a 2-0 winning streak. It is SpeCial. And how do you play against HonMonO? Apparently, you cheese. With a proxy 2 racks outside the main base of HonMonO. Aye. Again, we missed out on a couple of games. Christiana and Spear were playing earlier. Christiana was able to take that game. SpeCial rose to the challenge and has been on a hot winning streak. He took down both Christiana as well as his countryman Cham. So two wins under SpeCial's belt, and now he wants a third. Meanwhile, HonMonO, of course, is a force to be reckoned with. He is a force of nature. He's the cheesiest Terran player in all of South Korea, and he's currently being cheesed. He's being outdone. Crazy. Currently, I am solo casting. As you can see on the screen, I will later be joined by Kuro. She will be hopping on later on in the broadcast, but that'll be maybe in game number 2. At the moment, Kuro is just setting some stuff up. She's doing some social media. She's posting that we are going live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on Discord, all that good stuff. Until then, I will be trying to hold the fort on my own. Until then, though, here we go. The first Reaper has already revealed itself. HonMonO is pulling some boys. He recognizes how early this Reaper is. He knows that it was a proxy. He just doesn't know how much of a proxy it was. Is it only a proxy single racks, or do we have more racks behind this? Meanwhile, SpeCial just keeps on backing them up. Thankfully, HonMonO does have a factory on the way. Ooh, throws down a CC in the face of SpeCial, and this is not going to finish. This is a little bit too bold. It's a little bit too out there. If he's not careful, he may lose it, so he has to be careful when how he chooses to cancel this. As he actually commits, he's gonna try and finish. But there is no way he loses another Reaper in the process. He's still down when it comes to that Reaper count. He has a Hellion on the way. It's almost done. A Marine pops out as well. Marine will help. Unfortunately, there is no bunker, and again, there is the cancel. Oof. And SpeCial is getting a little bit out of control already. 2-3 SCVs going down. Nice target fire. The Reaper of HonMonO falls. He does get the Hellion, and the Hellion will be pivotal in the defense here for HonMonO. A second Hellion's on the way. Of course, when it comes to Hellions, we can always repair them. That's the purpose here of these SCVs, not just to repair, but also to body block. But SpeCial is not done. Now with 4 Reapers, he's going to try and push himself up this ramp. Does take a couple of Hellion shots to the face, though, and loses the Reaper. Oh my. Back at home, SpeCial, he's transitioning. I think SpeCial recognizes, especially because Hellions are out, I cannot break you. I cannot force myself up into your main base. I'm going to try and expand on location. And right now, these Reapers are only designed to zone and keep HonMonO back at home. He also has some high ground vision with the floating racks. Again, the floating racks is signified to HonMonO. Okay, now you have given up on your proxy. Now I can focus on my own transition, on my own expansion. Unfortunately, HonMonO is just a little bit late. You know, his CC is later. It's not going to be on location. He does get a tech lab out, which will help when it comes to getting out cyclones, but SpeCial is crazy, and he's already working on magfield accelerators. And with that high ground vision, he's going to try and be as annoying as possible. We just see the Hellions bust on down. Oh, trading 1 Hellion for 2 Reapers. A decent trade in the end. We do see that SpeCial's going to try and rotate around as well. Maybe try and catch one of these depots. But the scary thing is that magfield accelerator. Like that cyclone timing. The first cyclone is already moving out across the map. And before HonMonO can get his own, SpeCial's about to rock up with his. There is that lock on. Oh, one Hellion already going down. Behind this, we do see that HonMonO is trying to go into a 1-1-1. And he should be safe to do so, especially with his own cyclone. Hopefully, he doesn't get locked on. as he's able to force SpeCial all the way back, and he has survived. And now we can chill a little bit. We can take a step back and we can take stock at what's been happening here. As SpeCial, he's coming in with 2 Cyclones, and he gets a lock on the Cyclone of HonMonO. Oh, we see the scan. We see the body blocking as well. Somehow the Cyclone kind of survives it. No, it's not going to be enough. SpeCial breaks on through. He shuts down. He cleans up the entire army of HonMonO, trading so incredibly well. Oof. And GG gets called. The mule gets thrown down because why not? And SpeCial maintains his win streak. He will take it 3-0. GG. Again, I apologize for just diving into this game and not really explaining what's going on, but this is OSC King of the Hill, and it's a very unique format. It's not really used too often. Of course, there used to be the StarCraft King of the Hill back in the day, which was pretty iconic and pretty special in its own right. And OSC King of the Hill, they're trying to kind of maintain that legacy in a way when it comes to that format. Basically, a bunch of best of ones. And you have 1 life, and as you can stay on for as long as you like. Every single map win earns you some money, earns you, I believe, 7.5 USD. So over time, it all slowly adds up. SpeCial already has 3 wins under his belt, and basically players are being thrown at SpeCial right now to try and knock him off the hill, to try and take his crown. But speaking of taking his crown, I believe I have a co-caster ready to join me. Hello?
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 Hello? The signal is weak. I'm going into a tunnel.
Oh, God. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, as Yakuzaku has gone to bed. He has gone and getting some rest, well-deserved rest, after casting Sparkling Tuna Cup. But Kuro, the casting jersey herself, is joining me here for OSC King of the Hill.
Hello there. It is I, indeed. And do we know the next challenger yet?
Oh, I have no idea. we're gonna find out. I should probably message Eddie.
I mean, I see Eddie on America's server where I'm at, so I assume that's where it's gonna be, question mark?
Oh, yes, it is. We are going to be hopping servers over to the land of the Americas. And it looks like our favorite Kong from Hong Kong is going to be looking to try and get that crown.
Yeah, I just saw Bistork pop into the channel. And it looks like he will be the next person to face SpeCial, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah. SpeCial's already got 3 wins under his belt. He's been able to take down Cristiano, Cham, and HonMonO, 1 of each race. But Bistork, he's like a race of his own.
Yeah, let's call it that. Yeah. I mean, Bistork is known as the destroyer of dreams. But how would Bistork fare versus NightMare?
That's a good question. What? I mean, he's the destroyer of dreams, but not nightmares.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a nightmare is a dream.
Sure, it can be. You're not wrong. Our players are just conducting their vetoes to figure out where we are going to end up. And yeah, it's going to be that TVP. Bistork, he's the hype killer, he's the dream slayer. Bistork is a very unique player that is very unorthodox and very out of the norm. But SpeCial's just really solid. So it's one of those things where at a certain level, it doesn't matter how crazy you are. Like, if a player is good enough, like, they can just power through the crazy.
I mean, yeah, unless you're playing Miyamika and you're scouting something that confuses you more than gives you information. That is a possibility. But yeah, generally the more solid player will take those games.
Generally, but we'll see. Again, SpeCial just showing us that he's also willing to be crazy. SpeCial has a bit of a reputation, kind of like Maru, where SpeCial does cheese quite a bit. He does proxy quite a bit. He does go for a lot of aggressive plays if he knows he can get away with it. And he's also a pretty cocky player as well. So, like, if he feels like there's a bit of a skill gap, like, he will just go a bit wild.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess soon we will find out. which version it's gonna be.
Yeah. Everyone,
As,
exclamation.
as a quick shout out to Cynical Death once again popping in the chat.
Bienvenidos, Cynical Death. Bienvenidos, Papa Cynical, as he is one of the OGs over. One of the OGs over at Liquipedia.
He's gonna remove your page for that.
Oh no. He's like, stop reminding me about how old I am. No, but much love to Cynical Death. Much love. He puts in a lot of work in Liquipedia. If you're a StarCraft fan and you've used Liquipedia, which most of you should, then yeah, like Cynical Death he's one of the great minds behind it all.
Yeah, definitely one of the more notable contributors, so that's the word.
Yeah, he's always there. He's always editing all those pages. I'm sure he's trying to keep up with the OSC King of the Hill page as well, as we are going to be setting on up here. But yeah, exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at that Liquipedia page, and it will send you, and you will be able to see the run that SpeCial has already been on.
Yeah, there's also a table that summarizes the wins, because since this is a King of the Hill kind of tournament, you get a prize winnings for each map that you take.
Yes.
It doesn't matter exactly who's the last one, although I think the last one actually last map winner gets a bonus, so that's nice, but every map win grants you some prize money.
Yes, exactly. We were lucky enough to cast OSC King of the Hill last week, and Cristiano was the King of the Hill at the end of the day. And as a result, he was able to come back here and look to fight to keep his throne. He was the first player. Again, unfortunately, we didn't get to cast it. We were busy casting our own grand finals of Sparkling Tuna Cup, so we weren't there. And he was already overthrown. But now we'll see if our current king can be killed.
Yeah, honestly, I think last week's the biggest surprise of last week was Mixu's run.
Yes.
Mixu had a really good run last week.
Oh yeah. I highly recommend checking out the VODs of OSC King of the Hill 105. Mixu went wild there in that tournament, got so many wins under his belt, was very impressive, and maybe we'll see more of Mixu later on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely possible, but for now, we have a different matchup, as we have a TVP loaded on Data C.
Oh yeah, here we go. We're loading on in. Loading on in to data under the sea, and spawning in the top right hand corner, we have our Mexican Terran player representing Storm Gaming. He is yellow. He is SpeCial.
Right, look at the chat.
Oh no, what? No. No!
Already deleting the page. And on the left side of Data C, we have our pink Protoss player, the Kong of Hong Kong. Yes. And the Destroyer of Dreams. It is none other than Bistork.
And once again, SpeCial, mate, look, it's late right now. You know, he wants to get this over with. He is going for a proxy Rax, but only a single Rax here across the map. Nowhere near as committed as the proxy against HonMonO.
Yeah, just a single Rax. Is that for Reapers, I guess?
Yeah, I imagine so. Again, there's only one SCV here, so we shouldn't be seeing multiple Raxes. Meanwhile, Bistork is scouting and looking for a proxy, but he's checking the wrong side.
He is. That said, that probe is going in that direction, so it is possible that he will see it eventually, but definitely some delay on that scout. But I don't think Bistork is in much danger for now.
Oh, and the scout was beautiful. He does come across this proxy. Rax, again, not the most committed proxy, but now Bistork knows that he needs to pump out units ASAP, and there it is. His first Zealot is already on the way, and thankfully he was able to, with his first pylon, SimCity and wall off this Reaper Cliff.
Yeah. Bistork even taking his Nexus not just regularly. Doesn't have to worry too much there. Oh, that bunker does get put down in that spot with the there's three.
Oh my god, the RNG was not on SpeCial's side. He gets zoned away and the bunker is nowhere near done. First Zealot rocks out. Reaper is going to try and get some damage done. He should at least get one probe, but the probe is coming back and it does get sniped. That bunker is on the way. Bistork is going to try and stop it.
Yeah, and SpeCial is forced to cancel because this SCV is still very low on health, but he is getting some damage in the main. Already 2 probes falling down, but Citizen's Arrest.
Oh my god, you waddled into the wrong neighborhood. The probes turn on the Reaper. The Reaper gets surrounded. It gets shut down just like that. Honestly, this proxy hasn't really done much for SpeCial. He did get 2 probe kills, sure, but that's all he was able to accomplish. He wanted more. He wanted to at least finish the bunker in the low round to force another reaction, but Bistork has been able to just shut this down. He even got a kill on that Reaper.
Yeah, really nice start for Bistork so far. Denying that aggressiveness of SpeCial. Also, when I saw the barracks floating towards the base, I was so hoping the SpeCial is gonna land in the main and start making Marines. He's done it before.
He's done it before. He could try and do it again. It's gonna be difficult to find like dead space here though. Data C doesn't have the largest map, and the SimCity does cover a lot here. But SpeCial is still, again, acting a little bit crazy because SpeCial doesn't just have one factory, he has another on the way.
Yeah, another on the main Mac field as well, and it looks like we're gonna be having Mech versus Protoss.
Yeah, SpeCial is one of the few pro players that will play Mech against Protoss at a competitive level. Not just SpeCial, the other notable one is Gumiho. Both of them do dabble in this. TY back when he was active as well. And yeah, this is just very iconic to SpeCial, which is a scary thing because I don't know how much experience Bistork has with this.
By the way, quick shout out to Demi for resubbing for 10 months with comment, SpeCial and cheese, name more iconic duo.
Yeah, they do come hand in hand. You know, your Doritos got to have some cheese on it, okay? You know, it's
yeah,
just
I
saying.
mean, yeah, fair.
Is it a Dorito if it doesn't have cheese? I don't know. Oh god, as we do see that SpeCial's going to be moving out here with his first Cyclone, just going to be testing the waters. Look at the vision of Bistork. He was able to see the Tech Lab researching, which is a tell that Magfields is done, but he hasn't seen the second factory.
I mean, he hasn't seen the second factory, but he does see these floating barracks in his base, so he knows what is coming, just not how intense it is.
Yeah, he sees the second Cyclone as well, so he should be able to piece it all together. And dealing with Mech, I mean, it's definitely possible. Oh my god, but the lock-ons on these buildings, can SpeCial somehow get the Cyber Core?
No way, right?
Mate, the Cyber Core's getting low.
It's
getting low. It's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure lock-on is not forever, so... But he gets vision again, and that's it.
He gets vision again. The Gateway and the Cyber Core, they're both going to go down. SpeCial doing so much with so little. Finally, the Rax does go down, but it was a little bit too late. And Bistork, he finishes Blink, but he actually can't warp in any Stalkers.
Yeah, he literally doesn't have the core to warp in Stalkers, which is something that doesn't often happen to Protosses, but there you go. I guess this is the downside to having the Reaper wall.
Oh god, exactly. And here we go. He does face check. He does confirm the mass amount of Cyclones. So now Bistork is fully aware of what is coming his way. And now he's got options. Depending on the style of mech, Immortal Charge Lot can do really well. But I guess to counter that, Cyclones are just insanely mobile. So yeah, I have to wonder what's going through Bistork's head right now and how he wants to approach this game.
Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, we see now that he's going for the Ds. That is his response.
Yeah, and I mean, DTs can do relatively well, but before that happens, the Stalkers, they move out across map. They do snipe one of those Cyclones, but ooh, 3 Stalkers get sniped in the process.
Yeah, and if that War Priest doesn't move far away quick enough, it may go down, and it goes down, so no reinforcements for Bistork either.
Yeah, mate, SpeCial is clowning all over this, mate. The lock-ons are insane. The Stalkers, they fall one after the other. Again, Stalkers are not the answer against Magfield Accelerated Cyclones. We need a more swarm approach to it. That's why Lings do so well against Cyclones when playing against Zerg. I guess the equivalent here would be Charge Lots for Protoss, but I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there is no charge on the way. These are the few Stalkers defending the base, and the Cyclones are just dealing with them.
Yeah, they just clean them all up. It looks like we have a reinforcement wave of Stalkers coming in, but it's not going to be enough. SpeCial forces his way into the natural base. Immortal will come out just in time, and this will force SpeCial back.
The axe is back. He made another one.
The Rax is back with a vengeance. We have more lock-ons. Just everything is falling left and right. Oh my god, he's gonna... No, just barely knock in the pylon. So Bistork gets the warp in of Stalkers.
Yeah, he does lose a few probes though, so already some damage is being done. And this army is not big. The Immortal is scary, but if it's focused...
Yeah, it just doesn't have the range. Oh, the Immortal goes down. There was no way to control it or to allow it to escape. Meanwhile, SpeCial is now memeing on his opponent. He throws down the Rax. He's making Marines in the face of Bistork.
I told you he would do it. That's just a special move. Start making Marines near opponent's base.
Yeah, it's happened before. He's doing it again. And with this, he has broken the third base of Bistork, maybe even more than the third. We have another scan just to make sure nothing crazy is going on. DTs can come out, but it's just Bistork. He just can't handle it.
Yeah, I mean, with all these scans going down, I don't think that the DTs will even help. And there are even Widow Mines in the back just in case. And yeah, I think SpeCial has this position secured.
Yeah, he really does. Like, Bistork's trying to do whatever he can to hold on to the natural base, but the third is going to be completely forfeit. He's going to try and hold on to the third, so a bold move coming in here from Bistork. He's going to be able to bait out some of these Widowmine shots, but oh, second shot goes off.
Yeah, the second one takes quite a few Stalkers, and now the tanks are here as well. This is looking really rough.
Yeah, it really is. It's just Bistork has just been really struggling to just get an army up and running. Whenever he has Stalkers, they just get reset time and time and time again. Now with the help of these tanks, the third base will finally go down. And Bistork still just doesn't have a great answer. The DT is finally coming in.
Yeah, the DT is seeking, but it's just going past the army, just going straight for reinforcements. And even if it takes down a tank or two, I don't think that's enough damage to stop this army. Also, I found it very funny how even as this attack was happening, Bistork was still trying to mine from the third base. Like, the probes were still going there. And they still are, actually.
Yeah, they're still there. You know what? There's a DT across the map and 7 SCVs have already gone down. So SpeCial is sustaining some economic losses already. 8 SCVs, 9 SCVs. Like, this is good damage, don't get me wrong. And it is taking a lot of pressure off of Bistork. But we need more than this. That's the problem. Like, this is great damage. It's still not enough.
Yeah, I feel like more so than damage, like the good part for Bistork is that the entire army of SpeCial went back home because of it. So he does get just, a little bit more time to prepare for the next wave. But is that enough?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, Bistork, he's trying to get his third base back up and running. He has rebuilt his army a little bit. His Stalker force is now looking a little bit more imposing, a little bit more intimidating. Oh god, the army of SpeCial has returned, not just with Cyclones, but also with tanks, also with Hellbats.
Yeah, the Stalker army is trying to do their best, but more and more probes are falling as they are not being pulled back from that third base. The shield overcharge may help a little bit, but there's still so many tanks left over.
Yeah, exactly. Those tanks are dishing out so much damage on this army. GG gets called, and SpeCial maintains his lead here, and he will take a 4th win under his belt.
Hold on. Okay, SpeCial didn't play in the first game. Okay. So I was gonna say, can you all kill a King of the Hill? Win all the games? But he didn't play in the first game, so technically it doesn't count. Yeah,
it doesn't count, I mean, he's got a really good win streak so far, don't get us wrong. But we'll see how much farther he can go. We'll see if anyone can stop him. Bistork tried to rise to the challenge, but wasn't quite enough. The mech of SpeCial was just a little bit too good. And again, I don't blame Bistork too much, because how often do Protoss players really play against mech?
Yeah, and how often do you have Cyclones destroying your Reaper wall?
Yeah. Smart. That was a little bit hard to watch. Feels bad, man. Feels bad as Bistork does bow out. And now we are here to see if there is another challenger to take down SpeCial.
Right, Eddie is gone. I think we're on different server.
Oh, we may be on a different server. It's possible.
Oh. This is the guessing game, because we also don't know who the next player is, or who even is available to play. So
We don't
So
know.
we just follow Eddie. We're playing as much of a guessing game as everybody else.
We are. Who is it going to be? I mean, there's plenty of players available. There's players like Geralt, Mixu, Percival. We just had HonMonO, maybe threepoint. Maybe he can make a bit of a debut or a return appearance
Hey,
here.
Percival is hanging out in the chat.
Oh,
But he's been here since I've looked at it, so
yeah. There's Mantega as well, you know. We got maybe some Latin Americans could rock up. We'll see.
I mean, maybe. I mean, after all, this tournament is for OSC Elite members, and it doesn't say that you have to be a pro player either.
True.
Like,
true.
technically, it could be a non-pro player.
I mean, James played last week, if you remember. He's more of an amateur player, and he was also a part of things. Looks like CuKu has rocked up. Is it gonna be? I don't know. Is it gonna be CuKu? I don't know.
By the way, Funara CuKu for now showing for STC.
I know, Smurge. Didn't end up playing in Sparkling Tuna Cup. Shaking my head, CuKu. Shaking my head.
Shaking my head. He played before, but for some reason today he was a bit busy and didn't make it.
Unfortunately, a little bit busy, and there we go. We have confirmation. It is CuKu.
Okay. Let's see how that goes. So that's a TVT, right?
Oh yeah. It's going to be another TVT, but it is special going up against a European Terran player instead. CuKu may not have played in Sparkling Tuna Cup, unfortunately, but, you know, maybe that means he's more well-rested. Maybe that means he was able to get some breakfast, able to get some lunch, able to get some food, and now he is ready to take on the Mexican Terran.
Yeah, he very well may be. But we will find out soon, as the lobby is about to be made.
Yes, we're just going to be setting some things up here. The players are just going to conduct their vetoes, and then we can get things underway. And when it comes to the matches, we're already halfway. Well, we're almost halfway through already. Again, we did miss out on 3 games. It's been a bit of a shame. But in general, these games, even the ones that we were able to cast, have been pretty short.
Yeah, I mean, SpeCial is definitely a dynamic player. Although I will say he can play these really long drawn out games. So look, the moment you said that we had so many quick games, this means that this will be a half-hour TVT, if only.
Oh god, I don't know if that's really going to be the case here. Like, again, we were talking about how aggressive SpeCial can be, and I think the other thing that lends to that is something that we haven't put too much emphasis on, but it's the fact that we have pure best of ones, right? Nothing but best of ones. So because of that, I do think that it favors aggressive styles. It favors players that just don't care and go for proxies and go for cheeses. Maybe it's a little bit too predictable, but I mean, SpeCial's found a lot of success already.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't say that the proxy won SpeCial the last game.
True.
As it was shut down pretty well.
True. Not wrong.
But yeah, definitely the aggressive styles seem to be the way to go in this kind of format.
Yeah, I guess last game it wasn't so much cheese, but aggression, where he hit with 2 cyclones with mag fuel and he was able to snipe the cybercore, you know, like.
Yeah, and he didn't think if he should do it, he just did.
Yeah, like he knows. Oh god. So we'll see where all of this takes us in the end, as our players are finally met up. They're finally going to conduct their vetoes. I guess you were touching on it, but when it comes to the players that are going to participate in today's tournament, unfortunately, we don't have a player pool to kind of work with. We don't have access to that. But basically, any player that is part of the OSC Elite Club, like they can play in this. They can participate.
Yeah, and to become a member of the OSC Elite, you have to buy a membership, essentially, and you're in.
There you go. It is just a subscription fee that you can be a part of, and then you can be a part of not just OSC King of the Hill, but also some other tournaments and events as well. I think you can be a part of like a couple of raffles that they do and conduct. Yeah, and also it helps you out when it comes to the OSC end of season circuit that they're doing. That I'm pretty sure they're doing.
I'm not gonna help you there.
There it is. The mid-season championship. That's what it's called. I was trying to pull into my brain what it was called. Yes, mid-season championship.
Mid-season championship playoffs.
Yeah. I think that's
Season
starting.
1, 2,
Yeah, I think
and
that's
3.
starting next week or something. That's like on the horizon. On the horizon.
It is, but we have a different thing on the horizon as we are now loaded into our next map, which is Tropical Sacrifice. And we are once again looking at the Mexican Terran in yellow, representing Psystorm. It is SpeCial.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the would-be usurper, the Romanian Terran player. He is red, representing Team Roddy. It is CuKu. Because he's crazy.
I mean, we'll see how crazy exactly he is, because so far it doesn't look too crazy. But we only just started.
So maybe only crazy in name. What I would say is crazy is the fact that SpeCial throws down his first racks at home.
Wait, you can do that?
I know.
Wait, the Terrans build at their main base? Is that a thing?
It's been known to happen from time to time. SpeCial only just showing us this for the first time in this tournament, as he has gone for proxy racks every other game, and we'll see where this all leads to. Again, a TVT. Kuro, do you smell a long one ahead of us? Do you feel it in your bones?
I mean, I told you caster cursed us. You told it was all fast games, so this one is gonna be like long macro game, probably mech versus mech.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go like set some water. I'm gonna go boil some water. I'll get some ramen going. Oh boy. We'll see where this all kind of takes us. I mean, SpeCial is one to play mech in TVT, don't get us wrong, but I feel like CuKu wouldn't want that to happen. You know, he's more of a flexible player, all about these drops, very dynamic. Even if it is a more standard TVT, I look forward to it.
I mean, I do think that like neither player strikes me as like the very slow kind of player, you know, that like they both like their dynamic styles, I think.
Yeah.
But we will see how that goes, because you know, often with these dynamic players, like if they like reach certain like equilibrium, like it may just go on for a long time because nobody can get an advantage.
Yeah, it can happen. Where both players kind of bounce off each other because they're so even, or they're able to keep up in like tank rotations, for example. For the time being, SpeCial, he goes in and he gets a full scout off. He does confirm the opener, the fact that the reactor is staying on the Reaper, and we are getting a Chinese opener coming out from CuKu. Hello? Kuro, are you with me? Are you alive? You're alive, Kuro.
Look, I know the name. I still have no idea what the Chinese opener is, I'll be honest. I just constantly hear everyone bringing it up.
Yes. It was popularized by Coffee, I believe, the Chinese Terran player, then adopted by Time, and then spread out throughout the world. It is an opener where you do prioritize your Reaper and Hellion production, and then you push out together in one strong force. But it looks like CuKu is diverging from that because he actually goes for a safety Widowmine instead, looking to be the defender.
Yeah, that's what it looks like so far. I mean, SpeCial doesn't seem to be moving out either, so for now. So I guess we're just gonna move on into the mid game.
Yeah, exactly. SpeCial, upon seeing the opener, he did know that Reapers were coming out, so he's back at home waiting for Reapers and Hellions to show up. So again, he's aware of the potential of this opener, of this build. But CuKu, again, diverged from his original plan. He didn't make an additional site, let's say he didn't make an additional Hellion. Instead, he went for a Widowmine, so just playing it safer, and both players just going to be chilling back at home, at least until their Ravens come out.
Yeah, that's what it looks like for the time being. Both of them getting their expansions normally. No third bases yet on the horizon. So just progressing the tech for now.
Yeah, very safe play here. It makes sense that even SpeCial will be waiting for a kind of drop to come into his main base, or even a Banshee. I know Banshee openers have been a little bit popular recently. I know ByuN does them at least once in a best of series. Same can be said here for CuKu. He's just chilling here, waiting in the main. Both players respecting each other quite a bit here in a more standard opener.
Yeah, I like how chat is pointing out in before BCs. I mean, it could happen, technically.
It could happen. It could happen. I was also really concerned because CuKu's been working with two Raxes, sorry, and I was waiting for SpeCial to throw down a second factory. Thankfully, he starts Stim. Thankfully, he is playing ByuN as well.
Yeah, it looks like we will have Bio versus Bio, so no mech activity, at least for now.
For now. SpeCial going to be going for a bit of a scout here. Goes up the ramp, does run into a wall of Marines, but no, only one Reaper goes down, so he gets a full scout off. He confirms the production. He confirms, okay, you are in fact going Bio. You're only just now getting your reactor on your starport, so I know a drop isn't coming anytime soon. It's going to take a little bit for that to happen, and yeah, he's safe.
Yeah, very nicely done by SpeCial. I especially like the grenade use, where he was able to bump the Marines away perfectly. But it looks like that triggers CuKu to attack.
Yeah, thankfully SpeCial did have a scouting Hellion in the middle of the map, so he's fully aware of the army moving out, so now he can respond in kind. He already has a tank in position, a bunker is on the way, and CuKu knows that SpeCial knows, so he himself is actually preparing for SpeCial to come at him.
Oh no.
There's a lot of mind games.
Oh no. Right. The tanks are sieged and they're waiting for each other.
The tank lines are ready. No. They're 2 screens away from each other. Oh god. But again, like, it just shows, it puts emphasis on the fact that TVT is so positional based. It's so positional oriented, where if you're able to outposition your opponent, able to outmaneuver them, then it can all be over. Likewise, SpeCial goes for a little bit of auto turret harass. CuKu opts not to. He keeps his Raven with his army. He's much more concerned with disabling the tanks of SpeCial.
I'm actually a bit impressed by CuKu that he only lost 2 SCVs to that harassment, because it wasn't very expected and he was busy on the other side of the map, but this drop may do much more damage.
Yeah, and this is going to put pressure on CuKu to just commit even further. He's going to lose every single SCV in his main base. Now he has to push on forward, but there's a tank in the main base of SpeCial, and GG gets called. SpeCial takes the game.
It's like, you know, it's a mirror matchup. They like just look at each other like, yep, nope, bye, GG. I'm not facing that.
GG. I mean, that dropped just one SpeCial the game. He was able to outmaneuver and just thread the needle, get those 2 drops across the map without being scouted, and CuKu was pretty all in from that point. And we saw that he tried to bust into the main, but SpeCial was already waiting for him, and there was just no way to win from there.
Yeah, very solid play from SpeCial today. He may be able to get that almost all kill in King of the Hill. Not a full all kill, because as we said, he didn't play the first series, but he may still get 12 wins.
There you go. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, SpeCial's just been pretty solid overall. He's been on fire here. There was nothing too special about that last game other than the fact that he went for a bit of a risk. He went for that drop across the map, and it was risky because he knew where the army was. He knew it was in the middle. He knew that it was coming at him. So it was a risky move to go for that, knowing that he would have the Marine disadvantage back at home. But he went for it, and it paid off.
That it did. So, is it time to send Mixu?
Is it time to unleash the beast? We will see. We will find out as... Oh boy. So far, everyone who's been thrown at SpeCial, they're just running into brick walls. They're just running into Dorito walls, mate. Like, SpeCial's been having none of it.
Yeah, and even if, like, you know, the beginning of the game is going well to like, for them, like, later on, SpeCial just, oh yeah, you know, I'm just gonna build more stuff. I'm just gonna be more solid. And it just, like, slowly, like, gets his advantage.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh boy, I think we need a heavier hitter here. We need someone of the caliber of your NightMare or your Solar. I know Solar is an OSC Elite player. You're like, I just want Mixu, okay?
Look, he was fun to watch last week.
Yeah,
okay?
Mixu would be good as well. Geralt would be another one. A very strong European Protoss player. There are definitely some heavy hitters that can come out. But the discretion is all up to Eddie. You know, does he want to save some of them for later? Does he want to throw some of them out now? I think that was another fun thing about the StarCraft King of the Hill, is that Total Biscuit was talking about it, about how like they would have a pool of players and they would pick and choose who to send out, like based on how much more hype it would be, or how much fun it would be, or what kind of narrative they want to build. Intentionally they would save some players for later, use players earlier on, and try to build things up that way, like a little bit quote unquote manufactured, but that's what they wanted. That's kind of the vibe that TB was going for, this more kind of like WWE like bombastic thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like King of the Hill tournament is essentially a show match, right? Because somebody is picking the players, unless there's some other way to order them. Like it generally is like, you know, the decision of the admin. So it's more like a series of show matches rather than, you know, a tournament type of thing, I would say.
Yeah, it's a nice like blend of both, right? A blend of both, of show matches and still tournament regardless. So yeah, it's always cool to see. And again, can anyone stop SpeCial? Demi just came online.
He's not in the chat though.
He's not in the chat, but I have confirmation. It is going to be the Indian Zerg player himself. He made it all the way to the semi-finals of Sparkling Tuna Cup, where unfortunately, maybe because of his internet connection, he wasn't able to advance on to the grand finals, but he did go to the ace match against NightMare.
Yeah, that he did. So he's definitely a strong player as well. And who knows? Maybe he can take down SpeCial. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think the great thing about this is looking at the chat. You know, Demi, he was throwing some words out there.
Yeah. Demi was the one saying how SpeCial always proxies. And how that's just what he does.
Yeah, you know, Demi was adding his own commentary a little bit on the player, and now he's got to put his money where his mouth is, you know, like can he step it up and take down someone like SpeCial in a best of one? More importantly, can he do it?
To be fair, he never said that he knows how to beat it, just the SpeCial does it.
True, you're not wrong. We'll see where this all kind of ends up here. It's going to be that TVZ. They're looking to get some vetoes underway. As a reminder, with this interesting format, the defending champion, the current king, does get one map veto, and then it's whatever the hell the opposing player wants.
Yep. As we are waiting for the lobby to be set up.
Yeah, and
for the maps to be picked, or the map.
Yeah, and because of that, I also want to add as well that the map pool is a little bit different, if you remember.
Oh yeah. OSC has a bit of a more mixed map pool than what we currently have on Ladder. So they do have a few of the currently used maps. But then we also have Eternal Empire, Everdream, Nightshade. Who has heard about those?
There we go. They have swapped out some maps, some current maps for some older maps. So the way that they did it was that they posed it to the OSC Elite players. They did a bit of polling. They did a bit of voting on what maps they wanted. They voted out Waterfall. They voted in Everdream, for example.
Yeah. The map pool of OSC, because like this was an idea that was created when the map pool wasn't changed for a long time, so they wanted to, you know, spice things up on their side. And yeah, every now and then they change the map pool and mix it up with the old maps.
And speaking of old maps, here we go. You were just talking about it. There is Everdream, there is Nightshade, and there is also Eternal Empire. And that is the map that has been chosen for old time's sake, the old largest map in the map pool. We're going back. We're going back in time, Kuro.
Oh boy.
Yes, Eternal Empire. For those who do not remember, for maybe some of the newer viewers in the chat who weren't around a couple of seasons ago, a couple of years ago, Eternal Empire was in the map pool at the end of 2019, if I recall correctly. 2019 and 2020. That was the era.
There you go. So a while ago, but still quite vivid in the memory of many.
Yeah, 2 years ago, mate. 2 years ago was Eternal Empire, and people got sick of it because we were stuck with it for a long time, for like 10, 11 months, almost a full year. So we were with it for a long time. But
when you said a long time, I thought you were gonna bring up that 1 hour game again.
Yeah, we've also been casting it for a long time, period as well. Oh god. But I'm gonna try and host, okay?
Oh boy.
Let's see. Oh, okay.
This is where Light picks some weird mod and we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, big game hunters, let's go.
Game Hunters is a normal mod.
That's fair.
I'm just always reminded of that one time we let Dean host a lobby and he found some really weird mod where every unit was a giant zealot. Literally every unit.
Yeah, the scaling mod, the real life scaling mod.
No, it wasn't even scaling. It was just every unit was a giant zealot. That's it.
There you go. Thankfully, we don't have that here.
Thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of mods. I feel like the mods are underused and under advertised. Like there's so much out there in StarCraft, in the arcade, in the modding community, and a lot of people are just unaware of it because we're all just busy trying to ladder. We're just trying to get good.
I feel like there's a thing that there's a bit of a split between people who play competitively and people who are more into like arcade and campaigns and like co-op and that kind of thing. So like they have their own audiences, but like they don't cross a lot.
Yeah, exactly. One day we'll make it work. Yeah. But until then,
I mean, I do watch like Jay Borino now and then.
Until then, we are loading into our next game. Here we go. One of our players currently has 5 wins under their belt. 5 wins. That's a lot of wins. Yeah. Can he be stopped? Can anyone stop this man?
He gets 12. Yeah, as we are looking at this man right now, as once again a yellow Terran spawning in the top right of Eternal Empire, representing Psystorm Gaming and Mexico. It is SpeCial.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Eternal Empire LE, we have the Indian Zerg player himself representing Alpha X. It is Demi.
SpeCial, not proxy, technically.
Oh my god.
Even though this wall is a bit... It's not common nowadays, but I think it used to be a thing.
So this is a very greedy opener here from SpeCial. He goes for the low ground wall. This will mean that he can expand a little bit faster and a little bit safer. He also got lucky when it comes to the RNG because of the positioning of these 2 Raxes. The add-ons will be on the right-hand side on the safe side, as opposed to if he spawned towards the south.
Yeah. Demi fortunately not going with anything crazy, getting the base of his own and a pool at the end, so both of them are just gonna go into a macro game.
Well, Demi is going for a Hatchgas pool opener. SpeCial opened up with a 2 Rax opener instead, so Reapers are going to be coming out. He's looking to be aggressive to begin with. Again, he can transition a little bit smoothly, a little bit more smoothly because of this. And Demi will soon have eyes on this, thankfully. His Overlord is on the way.
I mean, do you think he's gonna do like a lot of damage in the early game with those Reapers, or do you think this is just a safety thing?
This is to deal damage, and this comes down to the control of Demi. That's what it's gonna become a micro battle to make sure he doesn't lose too many drones, to make sure that his queens are able to position themselves in time. First Reaper is revealed already a little bit early, and Demi finally gets eyes on the production.
Yeah, that he does. The queens are in production, the links are as well, so they should be ready for the first Reaper, but will he have enough for the ones coming next? SpeCial does throw down that command center, so this will not be super all-in, but this may do damage.
Yeah, again, it's an aggressive opener, but specifically because of the map, you can open up aggressively and then just transition. So the CC is on the way. The first Reaper is already out. Right now, just dancing with these Lings. Demi has to be careful not to lose too much. It looks like he will lose 1 Ling, but the Queen comes out just in time to force it back in. Oh my god!
Oh. Yeah, the Reaper survives with just 6 health on him. And he will regenerate, so this too will be causing more chaos in Demi's bases.
Yeah, and thankfully for Demi, the Reapers were not threatening the third base location, so Demi is able to expand here, taking his third base nice and safely. Meanwhile, the Reapers are still going to dance in, and with this, they can go into the main base and get a full scout.
Yeah, there's only one queen here to defend. The Zerglings are now joining in, but a lot of drones may fall down.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 drones already getting picked off here. Does maybe overextend a little bit as he will pay the price with all of his Reapers. 3 Reapers for 3 drones. Was it worth it?
I would say it's okay at this stage of the game, but it would be nice to have a Reaper at least, you know?
Yeah, I would argue 3 Reapers for 3 drones, I don't think it's quite worth it in the end. So not the most ideal.
3 drones and a scout, right?
Yeah, he does scout the main base. You're not wrong. He does confirm the third base location as well. But because of the opener, SpeCial gives up all map control. There are no Hellions. It isn't a 1-1-1. And Demi should be aware of that. He's fully aware that there is no aggression coming his way. But he needs to figure out, is this a 2-1-1 or a 3 racks?
Yeah, and as we see right now, it is a 3 racks with the starport about to come up, and all of those Marines are getting ready to move out. They did see the links, I believe, but is Demi aware of it? Oh, yep, now he is.
Yeah, this is a bit of a scary moment here. 3 racks have become quite popular recently in current meta, and this is scary. Typically with the 3 racks, you push out with Sim without any medevacs, and with the sheer amount of Marines, you can dish out so much damage, especially if you catch your opponent unawares. But Demi's going for SpeCial's going for a different variation. I guess because of the opener, he can afford to do this instead, and he actually is going to be waiting for his medevacs.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that does give Demi time to finish that bending nest that he's currently working on. I'm just worried if he's gonna have enough units in time, because those medevacs are about to pop, and we have mostly queens.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like, Demi has been droning up and getting up to around 50 drones. 47 is going to be okay, and now he needs nothing but links to defend. Typically, the 5-minute mark is when a 2-on-1 hits, so this is going to hit a little bit later. Again, I imagine because of the more aggressive opener and the delayed opener. We're moving out across the map. SpeCial has control of the Zolnaga, so Demi is still a little bit in the dark. Thankfully, he does have a couple of spotter links.
That he does, and one of them runs straight into the army, so Demi knows exactly what's going on. He has 2 banelings prepared, but only 2, and the lair is still on the way, so no speed on the horizon.
Yeah, this is a scary moment right now. Oh my god, a couple of links just rally on in, and this is a terrible start here for Demi.
And the queens are trying to hold off this push, but they don't have a lot of energy, so the transfuse will run out fast, and the Marines are putting so much damage.
Yeah, 1 queen goes down. The slow banes can't really engage here. I mean, the queens are honestly whittling away at this army. The target fire is insane. SpeCial still keeps diving on in. He wants to kill these banes. He wants to kill the queens. He wants everything.
Yeah, the queens are going down. The banes are getting sniped before they can connect, and now this one last queen will be defending the third base. The Zerglings reinforcements will help, but this is quite decent damage for SpeCial for the time being.
Yeah, SpeCial may not have gotten into the mineral line, but he got 5 queens. 5, that's so many queens. This is already worth it here for SpeCial because he's only been trading sheer Marines. Again, it was just a really unfortunate start. He almost gets another queen.
Yeah, that he does. But it does survive for now, and he is free to take his third base, although this Zergling is not happy about it.
Yeah, you know, Demi dealing a little bit of counter damage, but here comes the follow-up push. And what's scary is that because so many queens have fallen, that means that there's barely any creep spread here. There's barely any DPS. We have slow banes waddling in, but they are going to be target fired down. Or they should be.
Oh, actually some of them are connecting, but they are not getting a lot of kills there. The tanks, most of them fall to Zerglings, but one of them survives, and with the Marines to back it up. This looks like a strong push, actually.
A very strong push. GG gets called. SpeCial will take another game, knocking down Demi.
What's that, 6 wins?
Oh yeah, 6. GG, well played. Again, a really rough start for the defense for Demi there. For half of his links to just run in on their own. Again, it wasn't intentional. Demi wasn't looking at the screen at the time, so they just got automatically aggroed, and you cannot afford to lose half your links like that, because we saw how things snowballed very quickly from there.
I mean, also didn't have that, like, he only had slow banings, and like every time they tried to engage, they were immediately sniped by all of those marines. So barely any of them connected at all, and those that did, like, got maybe 2 marines or something. So this marine army was just not getting any smaller.
Yeah, to be fair, you're not meant to have baneling speed for that push. It's just too early. You're just supposed to defend with queens and lings. Well, that's why like every ling matters that much more. Every queen matters that much more as well. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of creep being spread either, and Demi also didn't have eyes on that push until it was already halfway across the map. Again, he didn't have control of the Zelnaga.
Yeah. But once again, SpeCial playing a strong game, even on the old maps, and we will soon see who will be the next challenger trying to break his streak.
Oh, we'll see who it's going to be. Zerg players, Terran players, Protoss, they've all come in. They've all tried to knock him down. They've all tried to take his crown, and they just cannot do it. Oh boy. We've had players from all over, like from different regions as well. Koreans, Southeast Asians, Europeans. I feel like we're missing some North Americans. You know, where's Trigger? Where's That's what I want to know.
True. We have not had any North Americans so far. I mean, to be fair, it is still morning for them in most time zones, but it would be nice to see some of them.
Oh my god, Kuro, it's your boy. You've been wanting him the entire night, and he is finally revealing himself.
You mean the strongest Finnish player, the strongest Finnish Zerg?
No. One of the strongest Finnish Zerg players out there. Mixu is gonna be coming out. Oh boy, it's time.
Oh boy.
Look, you gotta respect SpeCial, okay? You know what do you want from me?
SpeCial is not playing here. I don't see him on the bracket.
Okay. Fair. You know. Oh god. But yes, Mixu is going to be rocking on up, and oh boy, I'm sure he was in the chat. I'm sure he was watching the previous game. I'm sure he's fully aware of what Juanito is capable of, and yeah, we'll see. I guess specifically what kind of map he's going to want to play SpeCial on.
Okay, so 2 questions. First, do you think SpeCial will proxy? Do you think he will be aggressive in that way? Do you think he will cheese? And the second question is, do you think he knows how Mixu plays?
Yeah, that's a good question. It all comes down to how often they play against each other, because the reality is SpeCial doesn't ladder too often on Europe, right? He's mainly on Korea or Korea. So yeah, how often does he ladder on Europe? That's kind of the big question, because if he does frequent that ladder, then he would be somewhat familiar with Mixu.
Yeah, definitely. But I do want to see how that pans out, because last week, I mean, we were very impressed with how much Mixu could do with very little. Like, he was really good at defending like things that were thrown at him. So I want to see if he can hold that SpeCial kind of aggression, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. It's all about not just like your plan coming into a series, but also your attention span as well. Like there's Demi in the chat as well talking about how he doesn't look for a second and the game ends. Exactly, like you're not looking for one moment and suddenly bam. That's how intense, that's how high octane StarCraft can be sometimes. There's pros and cons to it, right? People have talked about how like maybe sometimes it's too much, where in a TVP you don't look for a second and bam, you lose a mineral line to Widowmine drops, or you lose a mineral line to oracles or DTs, or in this case, you know, a 3 racks opener comes across the map, and if you're not looking at the right moment,
or zerging run by.
Zerging run by, banning run by is right. Like that's like it's so intense. Like it's very unforgiving. It's StarCraft is a very unforgiving game, and I think to an extent that's why it's difficult, but also that's why we love it as well, right? Like I think we all recognize like how hard this game can be.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like this is part of why it's so exciting, right? Because it's like so difficult to execute properly, and like not just execute, but like because you need to have like the attention span for all of these different things, and that is what is so impressive about watching pro players.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're able to see how they can perform and how they can perform under pressure as well, and being able to execute their builds and go toe-to-toe with each other. I think maybe that's why we love StarCraft so much. But alas, we'll see where this all leads us, as we were just filling time a little bit, and the players are now ready. The countdown timer has begun. We are getting into our next game.
And the question is, will the challenger take the throne? Or will he be another sacrifice?
Tropical?
A tropical sacrifice. As that's the map we just loaded into, and we are now looking at the base of the blue Zerg player in the bottom left corner. Representing Kova Esports and Finland, it's the Swarm Zerg, Mixu.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Mexican Terran player himself representing Storm Gaming. It is SpeCial.
Right. There are SCVs on the map.
There are more than one SCV on the map. Yes. It's Oh boy, SpeCial is going to be going for another proxy Rax. I imagine this is just going to be a proxy 2 Rax, so not the most... Oh, no, never mind. There's a third one. Never mind.
There you go. Oh boy. Well, Mixu, you better show off your best defense, because this free Rax is coming.
Oh boy, it is coming. So far, Mixu is going for a hatch first opener. Everything standard should be going hatch gas pool from here. And the first 2 Raxes are already on the way. Here is the third one. So this is what is scary about this build, is that this second Overlord should be checking for proxies. And if it goes towards the north and sees 2, then he thinks it's a 2 Rax when really it's a 3 Rax. And the responses for either of them are different.
And for now, Mixu is not going in the direction at all, so he may just be completely blindsided by this one.
Yeah, so he's going for the safer option, so he's not going to be scouting for proxies. He's keeping his Overlord outside his natural, so he will see the SCV when it comes to build a bunker.
I just want to point out that he's doing the Iba thing, where he just
Yeah.
makes patterns with the Overlord.
I mean, Mixu and Iba, I mean, they're both, cut from the same cloth, I feel. But here we go. The proxy is here, and that is the purpose of this Overlord. He sees both of these SCVs. He sees the initial Marines coming out, and now he's aware of at least 2 proxy Raxes. He only saw 2 SCVs, though, so again, he's still a little bit in the dark as to what this really is.
Yeah, but what can he do right now? He's pulling the drones, and he's gonna try to prevent these bunkers from going down. But the Marines are starting to take down the drones.
Yeah, this is a scary moment here. You pull the drones if it's a proxy 2 Rax. If it's 3 Rax, then there are too many Marines, and pulling the drones will not work. And that's exactly what just happens. The Lings are being focused on one after the other. They're trickling in, and this is too much. GG gets called, and SpeCial takes the game. With a hidden proxy 3 Rax. Designed to look like a proxy 2 Rax.
Can anyone defeat this man?
GG, well played. A little bit of a feels bad, man, because I know we both wanted to see more of Mixu, but alas, it was not meant to be. For those wondering, if there are 3 Raxes, usually you can... pulling drones is not a good idea against 3 Raxes. It's too much. You can give up your natural base and give up the hatchery itself and go for roaches instead, and just defend on 1 base and go for a roach counterattack. But again, specifically, SpeCial did proxy in a certain way to just try and deceive his opponent and try and hide what he was really doing.
Yeah, like even after he built the buildings, like he only sent 2 SCVs forward, so Mixu had no way of knowing that it would be 3 Rax coming.
Yeah. So SpeCial was weaving a tale. He was telling a story, and in the end, ended up working. Just like that, he takes the game, and now we have to come up with another player.
Okay, who wants to be thrown as a sacrifice for SpeCial next?
And this is what I'm talking about. In a best of 1, like it's typically a good idea to be aggressive like this, because I'm sure your opponent is like, okay, I know to look out for this now for the next time, but there is no next time. There's only 1 game.
Yeah, exactly. I guess soon we will know who the next challenger will be. Who do you think it would take to take down SpeCial in this best of 1 format?
I want to believe in Geralt. I want to believe in Geralt of Rivia. You know, he's amazing at what he does. But yeah, I don't know if he's here today. I don't know if he's one of the available players.
I don't know either.
Oh boy. We will find out. I'm just catching up in the chat as well. I'm watching the stream. Oh, Smurge. Oh god. A sad and short end to that game. I believe Eddie is still looking for a player here to whip out. Again, if there aren't enough players, if they happen to be unavailable, then we can start reviving. Like that is possible.
Still won't make the clip. He clipped me talking about the tropical sacrifice.
Oh, beautiful. Shaking my head. Ay. Steel, he's always there to clip nonsense. Always.
Yes.
You can
He's also very proud of me when I'm making horrible jokes.
There you go. Shaking my head. But yes, we are just looking for our next contender. Quickly checking the bracket. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 games ahead of us. We have 5 more players that can come out here to try and stop SpeCial. Oh boy. Who would you say? My money's on Geralt. Like, who do you think can do it? As we're moving over to the Korean server.
I don't know, actually. I actually not sure if any European can, to be honest. Like in best of 1, it is important. This is a best of 1, so like there's no room for mistakes, and SpeCial is playing aggressive when he wants to.
Yeah, he is. He really is, and I'm already reeling it to the chat. It is going to be a Terran player. It can't be HonMonO. He already played. It is going to be instead Percival.
Oh, yeah, we've seen them in the chat before, and I guess it's time for him to try. I want to believe, but I don't know. SpeCial looks pretty confident where he is right now.
Yeah. What I will say is that Percival can be a very unique player. He can be very cheesy as well, so I do think that he is a worthy opponent for SpeCial. Oh boy, but in a best of 1,
Yeah. It's all that it's a best of 1, so you know, like one mistake and you're out. Also, I like how Mixu is in the chat. I can go again. Put me in, coach.
Let's go. Put me in again. I was ready. I was warming up. You know, I was running up and down the steps. You know, I was getting ready for my match, and then it was over before it began. Please, Papi, please send me out again. Oh god.
Oh, boy.
Smudge, Papi, smudge. Oh boy. Yes, it is going to be Percival. As a reminder, Percival, I believe, is no longer on Team NV. Team NV's pro roster did end up disbanding, but they have like a clan going on. They have a name for it.
That's the thing. Like the thing about NV is complicated.
Yeah.
Because hold on, let me look at that news again. Somebody said that if okay, yeah.
I was gonna say that they have a name for their clan, for their amateur division.
They're Club NV right now.
Yeah, that's it.
And apparently Club NV is made of Mondo, Bane, Spear, HHS, Genio, Artist, and SOS.
Yes, SOS.
Everybody's like, wait, isn't he retired?
Well, no, he went to the military. Now he's back.
Is he back yet?
We'll see. So my apologies. So I guess Percival isn't a part of it. My apologies. But yeah. I mean, it's really interesting to see that Team NV is still somewhat kind of a team. The interesting thing is that Bunny's still on Team NV. And I have to wonder if he's getting paid, because it's Club NV now. And if it was still a team, then they wouldn't have no issue changing their name. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to discuss it too much because I don't have any proper source. But some people were saying that that there are people who even get salary as part of clan envy, like club envy. So like it seems like it's more like a it's like a reorganization rather than disbandment.
Yeah, I guess
so. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
I guess they're rebranding, but they're rebranding from Team Envy to Team Envy. So.
Yeah, like I wouldn't call it a rebranding because rebranding is changing the image. It's more like I think they changed something organization-wise.
Restructuring. There we go. Restructuring.
Yeah, more like that.
Oh boy. Regardless, here we go. We are loading on in. We have our players. They have done their vetoes, and we are getting into our next game. Can anyone stop this madman? Can anyone stop Juanito? Can it happen?
It is another mirror matchup, so we're gonna find out as we are now looking at the new challenger, the Terran player. In the blue, representing South Korea, it is Percival.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner. The top right-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Mexican Terran player himself, currently on a 7-game win streak, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Percival. I mean, special. Special. I apologize.
Please. But hey, have you noticed something? Special is no longer yellow.
True. Special is no longer yellow. Does that mean he's not cheesing?
I think he was yellow like cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, he's building racks at home, so...
The racks is at home, so Special, everything is looking normal for the time being.
Imagine if someone was actually pulling a mind game like that every time they are cheesing, they pick yellow, and every time like they're playing macro, they pick some other color, and they would like do it consistently like every match, but like nobody would know. They would like have to figure it out.
Yeah.
There will be such a mind game. I love it. Someone has to do that now. You're welcome.
Make it happen, Mixu. Make it happen.
Does Mixu cheese? I don't feel like Mixu is much of a cheeser.
Not really. But so far, again, pretty standard openers. Special, his SimCity is a little bit interesting here. He doesn't have his racks as a part of the wall. And typically this is done to avoid your kind of ramp location being sieged upon by tanks, and making sure that your production doesn't get affected by that sort of thing.
Percival opts for the regular wall at the ramp, as well as a spotter depot on the Reaper cliff. And for the time being, the players are just getting information. Yeah,
Special kind of, I guess, thinking a little bit more ahead, just playing it out safer here. As a result, he won't have a wall, so there is a downside to it. But, I guess that's a risk that he's willing to take.
Yeah, Seneca, good. You reminded me in the chat. I even said it to you last night. Percival is on LTK.
Oh, true.
He just got signed by LTK.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember
Literally,
that.
Last night.
Thank you so much. The license to kill. There we go. I apologize. I think I checked Wikipedia and I just missed it. I apologize.
Yeah, but it happened literally 24 hours ago or so.
Yeah.
And I was actually really surprised to see them sign Percival. But hey. There are all I feel like there are now a lot of these clans that are considered kind of amateur, that like stepping up and becoming actual teams.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how all that evolves. Meanwhile, here we go, the first units do end up diving on each other with the defender's advantage. Special does have one additional Reaper, and with that he will just barely win out this fight. I say win it out, they did end up trading evenly.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. I mean, perfect mirror, even trades. And Special does have that Widow Mine on the front to make sure nothing goes past him in that natural.
Oh, and Percival is being a little bit cheeky here. Interesting. So both players go for a 1-1-1. What I find really odd is that Percival has opted to keep his factory hidden here in the back line. I have to wonder if there's a purpose for that. I have to wonder if he plans to, I don't know, upgrade Magfield or something. Yeah, I have to wonder if there's a reason.
He's gonna float the starboard and make PCs.
He has a tech lab. So yeah, just interesting location here. As it looks like everything for the most part is normal. He starts tank production already. SpeCial is going to be delaying his production and going for a faster third CC.
Definitely nice for him, as there doesn't seem to be a huge threat coming, but there is this a little bit of an attack from Percival.
Yeah, we do see a small force moving out across that. The right shot is going to go up. Oh.
Who just barely gets out of the range, and now he's gonna deal with this Hellion of SpeCial as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly. In the end, it looks like SpeCial's going to be able to force this back, but he does end up losing his Widowmine in the process. Oh, boy. As SpeCial overextending a little bit more, actually, instead. Up.
I mean, they're both overextending, as Percival also loses both of his Hellions, but he does take down the Cyclone of SpeCial, which is nice.
Yeah, overall, Percival just trading a little bit more efficiently, especially when it comes to the gas. What's important, though, is that the Cyclone is here on the right-hand side, and that Raven is slipping into the main base. Not a lot of anti-air here whatsoever, so we'll see how good the reaction time is of Percival.
Yeah, first SCVs are starting to fall down, but he pulls the rest of them and only loses 3. I guess it's alright. Percival?
Ugh.
4 in total. A little bit too early on pulling them back.
Yeah, he does pull back a little bit too quickly there. That does also disrupt his gas mining as well. He's getting his own third base on location to make up for the fact that his third is later. But Percival does have more energy to work with on his Ravens, so this push is looking a little bit scary.
Yeah, and I believe his second Raven is about to join the fight as well, as SpeCial is still preparing the forces, but he does have 2 tanks already sieged.
He does have 2 tanks. We are relatively even when it comes to the worker count. SpeCial goes for more auto turret harass. At the same time, Percival pulls back, but he will lose 3 more workers.
Yeah, the bunker is being destroyed now. It's just these tanks and the Marines alone to defend. And with 2 Ravens, you could just disable both of them.
Yeah, he could disable them. He could throw down some auto turrets. There we go. Auto turrets are thrown down. He's trying to focus down that tank on the low ground. Can he get it? Looks like he will.
Yeah, SpeCial down to only 1 tank. He does have these 2 full medivacs of Marines though, so this is still quite scary, but he actually decides to harass instead.
Yeah, exactly. He knows they can't really do too much. He's actually going to be going for a surround instead to try and catch some of those reinforcements. Meanwhile, SpeCial is now within range of that tank. He throws down some more auto turrets here on top of the tanks.
And he's not targeting the tank. Oh, he's targeting the one on the back, and he barely does not get it, but at least he makes himself an opening in the natural.
Yeah, exactly. Boys are being pulled. Every single SCV is going to be going down here at the natural base. At the same time, SpeCial is going for that double drop, but the boys are being pulled, and he's actually catching these Marines before they can unload.
Wow, that's impressive. Citizens RS is in full force, and the last of the tanks of SpeCial has fallen down. There is still production, and the drop is not actually that big anymore, but this is getting clean slowly.
Yeah, exactly. With these reinforcements, it looks like Percival will be able to... Oh, will he be able to defend, though? These Marines are getting a little bit out of hand here. Meanwhile, across the map, the SCVs of SpeCial are going to be able to clean up this tank.
I just want to point out that on both sides, the main fighting force were SCVs. On both sides.
Oh god, exactly. But with the power of these medevacs, it looks like SpeCial's going to be trading a little bit more efficiently. SpeCial only has 5 workers, by the way, and it looks like with the reinforcements, Percival will hold.
Yeah, Percival left with 19 workers total. The Ravens get sniped, actually, which is a big deal. And the third base gets denied.
Yeah, the third base is going to be denied here, but does that really matter? Percival is still ahead in the workers. He still has more mining on 2 bases. SpeCial isn't done, though. He goes for a drop into the main base. Ooh, runs into a siege tank, though.
Yeah, and now there are Vikings as well, so they are doing damage on those medivacs, so there will be no escape for the Marines, as they are being slowly dealt with.
Oh my god, SpeCial is try-harding and microing his heart out with these handful of Marines. He's actually doing it. He's actually pulling it off. He kills all the Vikings. He kills the tank as well. GG gets called, and SpeCial, off of 8 SCVs, pulls it off and takes another win.
Just barely.
Wow.
This was actually close.
Yeah.
This went down to the micro.
This came down to the micro, and his Marine control was just impeccable there. The fact that he was able to, again, just stutter step and being able to just dive on whatever units that he could, not allowing Percival to gain any momentum, despite the fact that he had a better economy. That was tight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some really, really close game. But in the end, SpeCial keeps his streak.
Yeah. It was a really bold move to go across the map with the drop, and I guess it was it was the correct one because he did have like he couldn't really use them to buffer and protect his tank back at home just because he had the disadvantage. He had the tank disadvantage. He also had the Raven disadvantage as well, so he couldn't really do too much there. So accurately knowing to just go for a drop and that basically won him the game. That was insane.
Yeah, like this split-second decision that he made, like that was the right choice. And then he had to like babysit the drop a lot as well because he was the Marines were being taken down by SCVs. Okay.
Yeah.
The Citizen RS was in full effect.
Yeah,
but in the end, it wasn't enough.
I'll be honest. When I saw the drop and when I saw the SCVs getting full surrounds on the individual Marines that were being dropped, I was like, oh, like Percival's fine. He did it. But then I don't know if you saw there was a moment where a special he dropped the Marines again, and it looked like the SCVs were on hold position, like in between the gas geysers. I don't know if that was intentional.
I think I think that might have been actually body blocking. Like, so the Marines were farther from the tank, because that was the tank was shooting from the other side, but I don't think it was really working out well.
Yeah, like the tank wasn't really in range. The tank was, I remember that scene, the tank was shooting one Marine on the right hand side, only one Marine. Like the rest were out of range, as you were saying, and yeah, things got a little bit out of hand there for Percival. That was, again, that was a wild game. I thought we were going to get into a more normal game because both players were going for third bases, but no, mate, this is OSC King of the Hill. You know, it's all about the aggression.
Apparently, that is the theme of today.
That was the theme of last week as well, to be fair.
Less so, I feel like, because we did have Mixu the swarms, Eric.
True,
so you know, we had more of like, you know, this maybe not like, you know, long micro games, but like more like economic games instead of just aggression.
Fair enough. With that, SpeCial takes another win under his belt now, and on an 8-game win streak. Can he keep on going? As we are going to be hopping over to the land of the Americas.
Okay. Hold on.
And we have another Terran player. We have a teammate.
Again?
Yes.
A teammate?
Someone who played in Sparkling Tuna Cup that we were unable to cast, as his run did end early.
Is it Nicoract?
There you go. It is going to be Nicoract.
Yeah, fun fact, Nicoract was taken down by Mixu. That we like bringing up so much. But maybe in DBT he will do better.
Yeah, I mean, Nicoract is a very strong player. Very strong. I mean, he's a Sparkling Tuna Cup champion, you know? He's insane at what he does. So I do think that, hey, when it comes to the European players that are a part of OSC Elite, like, I do think that he is definitely one to take it to his opponent. To SpeCial especially. So, yeah, we'll see.
Especially, yeah.
Exactly.
Shaking my head. Yeah, as the chat is trying to figure out who Percival is. Just because they... I mean, I'll be honest, like, I can understand why people don't recognize Percival, because, like, you know, he's not the most popular player, I would say.
Wait, so people
but
don't know...
he is a really good one.
Yeah. I'm just catching up in the chat. Yeah, I'm shocked that there are people. I guess not. I guess it's a little bit different because we're very engrossed in StarCraft, and we do more than just cast. We also, you know, we have the sign up list, and we post whenever tournaments go live, and we're posting whenever GSL qualifiers go live, and we live report that stuff. Or at least I try to live report that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we do like follow all the lower rounds as well of GSL, and you know, not necessarily everybody is keeping up to date with all the matches. So
yeah. So Percival is one of the more amateur up-and-coming players in South Korea. You know, when I think of the up-and-coming players, I think Percival, I think Chance, I think HonMonO, Threepoint, Lunacy, Farmy, Rebellion, to name a few. All these like up-and-coming Korean players, like they are all like more than capable of taking games off of the GSL players, just struggling to actually get into GSL itself.
I mean, Percival was in GSL, I'm pretty sure. It just doesn't have like, you know, this like huge accomplishment that would, you know, make people like save this in memory, that like he's like, you know, this high caliber player.
I guess the closest comparison to Percival is probably Prince, I would say. Very similarly, also makes it to GSL, but a little bit lower when it comes to
I would say
popularity.
Percival is higher than Prince. Still.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like maybe in skill right now, like I would have to see the matches, but in terms of like how known they are, I think Prince is still a bit lower.
Okay.
But anyway, this is neither here nor there, as we are now in another TVT, this time on Inside and Out. And we are looking at the base of the Red Terran, representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Nicoract.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the Mexican Terran player himself. He is now yellow, by the way, once again, representing Psystorm Gaming, as this is a team kill. It is SpeCial.
This is not proxy.
Not proxying his racks as he's going for an SCV scout across the map. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be playing a little bit more standard here. I think he's gotten a bit of a reputation of being very cheesy, so I don't know. I feel like proxying against Nicoract would be more than a bit risky.
But he's yellow.
He is yellow.
Like cheese. You said it yourself.
True.
Good there. Yeah, but looks like just a regular game for now. SpeCial quickly checking that everything is at home for Nicoract, so they can proceed to their regular game.
Yeah, just getting into a normal game. You know, we have some pretty standard openers right now. Gases are being taken, 1-1 openers as well. Right now, we're just kind of looking to see where the deviations are, right? Where the add-ons come out here for our players, whether Reaper production ends or begins. As we can see, Nicoract is going for that reactor.
Interesting choice there. He does have his Reaper out already and protecting that natural ramp, but no more on the way for now.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to be pumping out 2 Reapers at a time with his Hellions and looking to push out across the map with that kind of larger force. Meanwhile, SpeCial, instead of investing in his army and his production, is going for a faster CC on the low ground.
Sure, why not? As Nicoract getting ready with his army, soon to be probably moving to the other side of the map.
If you wanted to know, unlike what CuKu did, because if you remember, CuKu upon scouting actually went for a Widow Mine instead of a second Hellion. This is just a straight up Chinese opener. Just Reapers and Hellions being pumped out, looking to catch SpeCial if he moves out across the map with too few units. And if that doesn't happen, looking to just push out and dive in and try and force a cancel or a delay on the CC.
Yeah, but speaking of dive in, SpeCial does go for that Widow Mine, so he will be prepared on the ramp, and if Nicoract is not careful, he may get sniped.
Yeah, you have to be very careful pushing up this ramp. You don't want to phase check with your entire army, so we'll see how Nicoract can approach this, as again, he pumps out another wave of Hellions and Reapers. Behind this, he's even going for a Liberator, so he is just doubling down on the aggression. He wants to break SpeCial right now. I'm curious if he's going to use the Liberator to push through the front line or try and pull apart the attention of SpeCial and go for a bit of multi-prong.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, as the Liberator is now moving to the main, and the rest of the army is about to join on the natural.
Yeah.
By the way, I still find it so funny every time I hear that somebody is face checking something, like face checking banelings.
Yeah, they're checking with their face, and the Widow Mine is unborrowed, and it's no longer on the high ground. Nicoract does have eyes on it. He will rotate around instead to try and avoid that Widow Mine shot.
Yeah, he goes around it completely, and it will not be in range, so this army can just go straight into the natural.
Yeah, exactly. The Widow Mine doesn't come into play at all. Nicoract dives on in. He dives on top of everything. They all fall. There's only a single Cyclone remaining. Nice micro there, though, able to wall off his opponent.
Yeah, very nicely done, but the Liberator is taking down a lot of SCVs. 8 already down, and this army is still going around.
Yeah, Nicoract, he wants that Cyclone. A couple more KDA charges are thrown down. Zero mining happening here in the main base. SpeCial is completely zoned out. He dives on top of the Cyclone. He will get it.
Yeah, he will get it. Now there are Marines as well to help out, as well as this Raven, but more and more SCVs will fall down as they're trying to chase around the Reapers.
God, they are trying. Meanwhile, the Reapers are still alive, forcing more lost mine time here at the natural base. Nicoract already having a massive worker lead. And unfortunately, these Reapers are still alive, so they can still rotate around. Oh my god! Up.
I wonder if you already forgot about that Widow Mine.
Almost runs into the Widow Mine. In the end, with the second Cyclone, SpeCial will hold on to his main base, but after quite a few losses.
Yeah, quite heavy losses on special side of things, but it's actually less than 10 workers behind after that, so his worker production is pretty decent. But what can he do from here?
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of pushing power. He does have the ability to harass, though, as he does have a Raven. Ooh, Widowmine gets caught out, though. Nicoract very on point here with his Cyclone, being able to catch that in the middle of the map. I'm sure he was looking to try and get the Raven, but getting Widowmine, better than nothing.
Yeah, it's still pretty good, and now these two Ravens will actually go for some harassment on Nicoract's side of the map, it looks like.
I mean, they have to. Like, Special has to come back in some way. The problem is that Nicoract saw the Ravens when he was in the main base. He saw the first one pop out, so he knows about their presence, and he's already getting ready with his Marines. He has Marines here at the natural base. The main is looking a little bit more exposed, I say that, but the Cyclone is also in the main, as well as another handful of Marines. So Nicoract is good enough to recognize how he can end up falling behind, how Special can catch up.
Yeah, pretty solid play from Nicoract for the time being. But what do you think is his next step from now?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Special, like, the pressure is on him to do some damage. He actually makes a third Raven. Interesting choice. This kind of fell out of fashion. I remember 3 Raven openers were a lot more popular and a lot more common last year. So it's interesting that Special would do this again. Oh boy, it does slow down his Viking production. It does mean that he doesn't have as much of a presence in the air, but he does have those spells.
Yeah, and both of them will meet in the middle of the map actually. The Ravens are already being shot at by these Vikings, but a lot of turrets are being thrown down.
Yeah, but you know what? Special came out on top there. He actually reset the Raven count of Nicoract, and he was able to keep 2 of his Ravens alive. But for how much longer?
Yeah, but he's also down on Marines by a lot, so these Vikings can actually slowly chip away at the Ravens.
Yeah, they really can. Like, Special has to be really careful here as the Vikings end up landing here. It looks like he wants to just dive on top of the tanks. One tank already goes down.
Would the siege tank though is taking down a lot of Marines with it, and I'm not sure if Nicoract should chase it actually.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a wise choice either. Like, Nicoract, he's being bled a little bit dry here as he pushes out across the map. He has to be careful not to overextend, but he is reinforcing with more Vikings. These Ravens, again, are going to have a hard time diving on top of those tanks.
Yeah, that they will. As, I mean, Nicoract is setting up this position here, and the Vikings are actually going down.
Oh, yeah, exactly. With the defender's advantage, Special takes control of the skies, and I feel like now Nicoract needs to get the hell out of here. Like, we have Vikings and Ravens for Special. Like, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, and now Nicoract finally moves away, but this is a chance for Special to just dive on his army as it is on siege.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. The Vikings do end up landing. It looks like Special opts not to siege up. He doesn't need to. He takes down every single tank, and this may just be too much.
I mean, Nicoract still has army that was running from the other side of the map, so he did pull it back. But is it enough to defend what's coming from Special?
That's the question, because we have a massive Viking lead here for Special. We have 7 as coming up here as opposed to the 0 of Nicoract. He does dive on top of the tanks though, but a couple of Raven auto charts are going to help out. Here we go. The Vikings do end up landing. Special keeps on pushing forward.
This is a full Viking army. There are no Marines, no tank, no supports. It's just Ravens and Vikings.
And you know what? It's working. He's breaking on through. Like, sure, there's stim for Nicoract, but it doesn't even matter.
Win number 9.
Oh. GG, well played. Congratulations to Special. That was, again, a close one. This time, Nicoract was able to get a really good lead early on, but I think we both agree that he did overextend a little bit too much when he was fighting in the middle of the map. Like, I think he thought he was further ahead than he really was.
Yeah, I don't think he should be, like, I don't think Nicoract should be chasing from that engagement in the middle of the map. Like, they both did some damage, but like, you know, the Nicoract got a nice siege position, but he couldn't really do anything with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as soon as you recognize that you have lost the Viking battle, and your opponent, on top of having more Vikings, also has Ravens, mate, you gotta get the hell out of there. Like, you know, you cannot stick around. It's just not gonna work out for you, especially when you don't have enough Marine support to really cover your tanks. So yeah, Nicoract, he just stuck around a little bit too long. He paid the highest price for it, losing so many tanks across the map, and any kind of lead that he got early on was taken back by Special.
I mean, it was a good start, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to take down our current reigning king. And we are now waiting for our next challenger.
Oh boy, our next challenger. Who is up? I think we know who it is.
I think so, but I'm waiting for the official announcement. as the potential challenger types in chat, me.
Let's go. Oh my god.
I think he's a bit excited.
I love him so much. So it looks like it's going to be, we'll see if we're going to stick around here on the American server or if we switch over to Korea. But the South Korean Zerg player threepoint is looking to find his challenger.
At least he's trying to get it. I don't know if he's been approved by Eddie yet.
We'll see. Oh god. So yeah, for those who don't know, I guess a little bit of a background story here. Threepoint is far less known compared to Percival. I think someone pointed out Percival did indeed qualify for GSL Codes that one season. So because of that, he was able to gain some more popularity and some more notoriety. Threepoint is one of the many amateur semi-pro players, where obviously he's GM, he's great at what he does, but he's been unable to break it into that Codes scene in the Korean scene, that Codes kind of status in the Korean scene. So he's working on it. He's a very aggressive Zerg player, and we are going to be switching regions over to Korea.
Yes. Here we go. So I like how somebody in the chat pointed out that penguins are just waddling to victory.
Yes, the penguins are just waddling their way to victory. Oh my god. But I love that three-pointers here. Again, you know, if you're ever going to make a name for yourself going up against SpeCial after an 8-9 game winning streak, like, now is the time.
Yeah, I mean, we see we can do it. Threepoint is definitely known as one of the more aggressive Zergs, if not cheesy Zergs.
Yeah.
It is definitely the one to pull first to every time.
Yeah, I think I would say that threepoint is probably the cheesiest Zerg in all of South Korea. You got threepoint.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, you got threepoint for Zerg. You've got HonMonO for Terran, and for Protoss. For Protoss, it's a little bit more up in the air.
See, I don't know if I would call HonMonO cheesy per se.
Nah, what do you mean?
HonMonO is his own thing.
Oh god. HonMonO is his own being. I think for Protoss, maybe Lunacy, maybe. I remember making a lot of puns, saying he's crazy, he's insane. Also another very aggressive Protoss player. But yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to pull off the upset against SpeCial, because I think we can all see that he is the favorite.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But hey, maybe this is the time that SpeCial sleeps and threepoint is able to take it. As I have way too many channels.
Yes.
I keep running into this problem that I have too many channels open and I cannot join.
Yeah. For those who don't know, there is a limit to the amount of in-game channels that you can be a part of.
And it's 6.
It is 6. It can be very annoying having to leave channels and then rejoin them and all that stuff.
And clan chat counts as one.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
Yes.
What the hell? Shaking my head. Right. Our players just getting ready. I love that they're bantering as well. I don't know if you can read what they're saying to each other.
Okay. Something about Korean. And go.
Alright, here we go. We are loading on in. SpeCial. I'm pretty sure. Is he on a 10 game win streak? 9? I'm gonna have to count again.
I think in 9.
9, yeah. Oh my god. Insane.
Oh, I think SpeCial was saying something like that, like they're speaking Korean because they're in a Korean channel or something like that. I don't know. It is too complicated for me, but something about Korean. But anyway. Sal, SpeCial is saying. We are now here on data under the sea, and we are looking at our current reigning king. Representing Mexican Psystorm Gaming, it is none other than SpeCial.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of data under the sea, we have the South Korean Zerg player himself. He is purple. It is threepoint.
Let me quickly consult my notebook, but I'm pretty sure. Where do I have it?
What's up?
Salsa, I think, is go easy on me. I think that's what it means.
There you go, there you go. Oh god, but this is what we were talking about. There's a reason why I called threepoint the cheesiest Zerg player in all of South Korea, because he is doing exactly that. He opens up with a gas first opener.
Yep. Of course he does, as is the threepoint thing. And we'll see how SpeCial defends this. I mean, he didn't go for any crazy opening. He just went for more of a starter build himself.
Yeah, so I'm curious if this is going to be for link speed leading into a Bane bust. For those of you who were with us earlier today, we were casting Sparkling Tuna Cup, and we casted threepoint versus HonMonO. And on this very map, threepoint went for a gas first build where he didn't go for a Roach Warren, he just got link speed, and then he link flooded his opponent and just absolutely annihilated HonMonO. It's something that he has been doing from time to time, and there it is. There is link speed.
I mean, look, they say that you should be afraid of the cheeser who plays the same build 1,000 times, okay? He knows how to cheese, and he will do it.
He will, but that's why this SCV scout is so important for SpeCial. His SCV is moving out across the map. He should confirm the late base. He's also going to see these links as well, and this is a bit of a tell. There could still be a Roach Warren behind this, though. That is the scary thing. So SpeCial doesn't have every piece of the puzzle, but he at least knows about the early pull.
I found it interesting how threepoint did pull the two Zerglings to chase the SCV while the rest went the different way, but he did not kill the SCV, which means it can go in for another scout.
Yeah, I mean, threepoint was trying to hunt down that SCV. He misses it in the end, and this is so crucial for SpeCial. Because he kept this SCV alive, he will see when the link flood comes his way.
It will, but the first links are already about to reach his base. He did take the CC on the low ground, but there is already a bunker and some marines to protect it.
Yeah, oh my god, he's also going to try and focus down this Overlord as well. Supply blocking threepoint if he's not careful. Looks like the Overlord will go down. Threepoint cannot make any more links. What you see is what you get. That is all we have to work with.
Oh no, I think I lost light.
Oh, hello?
Panic.
I'm here.
But the links are now going towards the base of SpeCial.
Yes, they are. We're going to be seeing a wave of Banelings rolling in as well. They should be on the horizon momentarily. Meanwhile, SpeCial... Oh, God. He's fully aware of this. He's already going into the main. Oh, boy. So it looks like I'm going to be solo casting. I'll solo cast. Here we go. So it looks like threepoint is going to dive on in. Oh my god. Sorry, I just lost Kuro. Helion's going to chip away at this, and the Banelings are going to connect here with the depots. The wall is no longer a wall, but do we have enough links to defend? There are still so many Marines behind this, bearing in mind that SpeCial did skip his Reaper, and the links end up falling. There is not going to be enough here. The target fire is too good. GG gets called, and SpeCial takes another game. Oh, are you back, Kuro? Hello?
The links of threepoint have crashed so hard that the server on Discord died.
Ah.
The millisecond ping.
Welcome back, Kuro. Welcome back. GG. I apologize for stuttering a little bit during that cast because I was a little bit frazzled because I lost Kuro. I lost my co-caster. But yeah, threepoint unfortunately was scattered. On top of that, the SCV was able to survive to confirm the link flood that was coming his way, and SpeCial responded beautifully. It also didn't help threepoint the fact that SpeCial actually went for a reactor first, and was pumping out Marines immediately. He didn't waste any time on Reapers, and he had so much to work with as a result.
I'm trying to read what they are saying, but
stop it, please.
I have not used Korean for years.
It's fine. Please don't. So with that, GG, congratulations to SpeCial as he does take down his South Korean Zerg opponent. And just like that, back-to-back, he takes down a Korean Terran, a Korean Zerg, and next up is going to be a Korean Protoss.
Ooh, we already have one set up, you say? Who's next in the line to challenge the mighty SpeCial?
Who's next, you say? Well, it is going to be the Sparkling Tuna Cup champion himself. It is going to be NightMare.
Well, the Sparkling Tuna champion, as we know, the champions of Sparkling Tuna Cup are generally pretty strong in these tournaments. We had this happen before, and we'll see if he's strong enough to beat the current king on the streak. What is it, 10 wins now?
10 wins? 10 wins in total. SpeCial has been on a tear. He's banking up so much money right now. How much money has he made already? That's kind of what I want to know.
Let's quickly refresh the Wikipedia page that Seneca has been updating. And so far he has $68 already without the current win, which will be added as well.
Yep.
So that's another $7, $7.50. So he's crossed $70 by now, and if he lasts till the end, which is only two more maps, 2 more games, then he will also get a $15 bonus.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of money being made tonight here for SpeCial. But now he goes up against his strongest opponent yet. There's a reason why NightMare is a Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. He is a GSL caliber, top 32 in all of South Korea, top 24 even, because they did cut GSL. They slimmed it down a little bit. Is it 24 or is it 28? It's one of them. But NightMare is a different beast. At the same time, though, best of one, man. Best of one.
Yeah, best of one. You never know. Maybe it will be another proxy, another cheese. Maybe it will be a macro game. Maybe it will be Mech versus Protoss. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. Also, I'm going to have to remember on the fly. There is a way to add a second digit to the score. I can't remember how. Do you remember how? In-game score.
No.
Because we had to do that for the 24-hour King of the Hill. Oh, God.
Hold on, let me see if I have. Yeah, I have a screenshot with the hotkeys. I didn't think about this. This happens so rarely.
Yeah. It happens so rarely. I remember we learned how to do it. We learned how to do it for the King of the Hill. Oh, as you should be joining the lobby. We learned how to do it for the 24-hour King of the Hill, but God, I just can't remember. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're in the chat, please let us know.
Yeah, I don't think I have it.
Why? Well, we are going to be loading on it. Yeah, I don't think it's a part of the hotkeys. But
No, not in the hotkeys, but I had like for game hard hotkeys, you know?
Yeah.
I had a screenshot for that, but... Well, I guess we will not know for now, but for now we do have our yellow Protoss spawning in the top right of Tropical Sacrifice, representing Team GP and South Korea. The Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. It is NightMare.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Mexican Terran player himself representing Storm Gaming. It is SpeCial.
Okay. And already we see something weird from SpeCial, as he does put the barracks in the natural. Not quite a proxy, but still something tricky to throw NightMare off.
But you know what? NightMare isn't going to be thrown off because he's going for a proxy of his own. NightMare, he wants to go to bed. He's been staying up ever since Sparkling Tuna Cup, and he's going for a proxy pylon. So SpeCial is going for a fake proxy. He's going for a pseudo proxy, trying to deceive his opponent, but NightMare isn't even scouting.
Yeah, he does not care. He's just going for his own thing. As his gate goes down. By the way, Eddie is mentioning in the chat that since SpeCial is on more than 8-win streak, he actually has a bounty on his head now.
Oh, there we go. So an additional bonus if anyone is able to take him down. We have that proxy gateway, so NightMare is going to be coming out here with a Zealot, with some Stalkers to punish any kind of low ground expansion. We do have a Probe Scout, so now NightMare knows, hold up, where is your base? Where is your rack? Something is wrong here.
Where's your base?
That's what's going on.
I like the question of like, hold on, where's your base?
Oh my god, but the probe confirms the factory, which means he knows that the Rax isn't across the map. He knows that the Rax is back at home somewhere, whether it's at the third base or the natural. He's going to check and he will find it.
Yeah, together with the Reaper that snipes the probe, but it doesn't matter for NightMare since he already set up his proxy.
Exactly. The first Reaper is rushing across the map back at home. NightMare has a shield battery on the way, so with the help of the shield battery, this Reaper won't do any damage at all. Meanwhile, NightMare is also going to try and force himself up the ramp. The ramp that, to be fair, it isn't even a wall.
Yeah, it's not currently. And this first Stalkers is moving towards the base of SpeCial. The Stalker at home is actually protecting the main base from the Reaper, and now how does the defense of SpeCial hold?
Well, he raises the depots, which doesn't really help at all. Here we go. The first Zealot is coming out as well. The boys are being pulled. How good is the control going to be here? SpeCial has to be so careful not to get his Stalker or Zealot surrounded. So far, okay, only one SCV going down. There goes the second.
Yeah, another one building the bunker goes down, and another one attacking the Stalker. Now the Reapers are back though, and they do take down that Zealot, so it's just the Stalkers fighting.
Yeah, only the Stalkers here, but with these handful of units, it looks like SpeCial should be able to force this back. He does end up focusing down one of those Stalkers, and SpeCial should be able to hold on. Thankfully for SpeCial, he didn't go for a fast CC build because of this, because he had a faster factory, like he does have enough units to defend.
Yeah, also really nice micro from SpeCial, pulling back the hurt units. The Reaper was really low, as well as the Hellion, but both of them get saved, and that's enough forces to defend from the Protoss.
Yeah, but now NightMare, even though he won't be killing SpeCial, he is containing SpeCial to one base. He's taking his own natural expansion behind this. NightMare is content holding the low ground. Oh.
Yeah, he does deny these Hellions for a little bit, so it looks like only one of them will reach the other side of the map. And he's still trying to break this defense.
Yeah, he's still trying to find whatever value he can. It looks like he will get a denial on the tech lab. One more volley. There is the cancel. So again, whatever it takes. Only one Hellion makes it across the map, and one Hellion isn't going to do anything, especially with a shield battery.
There's an SCV in the mineral line. That was surprising. But yeah, the Stalkers are still here, and still only Reapers are actually defending from them. There are Marines in production now, but yeah, just this Reaper alone is holding from.
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, a great start here for NightMare. It looks like he's also going to be able to get the depot as well.
Supply block.
Yeah, it does supply block special. No, he's going to get even further supply block here as he does lose a second depot. Thankfully, he just finishes up another. Oh boy. Actually, I say another. He does finish up that CC in the end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a decent amount of damage for NightMare. He also did not suffer any losses on his side of the map, as this Adept is able to deal with the single Hellion that went there. And now Blink is on the way.
Yeah, Blink is on the way, and once Blink finishes, it's going to be even harder for SpeCial to hold on to his two bases. The road to recovery is going to be a rocky one, but it's still going to be possible here for SpeCial. You know, he has his orbital. He can now finally take his natural base. Hopefully he can get it soon. We are lacking tanks right now because SpeCial is playing in the dark. He's making Cyclones, and Cyclones are an all-around good unit, but that does mean that it does cut into your tank production.
It does, and this Widow Mine will be helping here with the defense. Nice micro from SpeCial as well to not get some friendly damage, and another Stalker falls down.
Yeah, another Stalker falls for a Widow Mine. Decent trade for NightMare. Do have a couple of SCVs being pulled to try and keep this Cyclone alive, but there are just too many Stalkers. They almost get the Cyclone.
Oh, they want it, but they're not gonna get it. Oh, now they snipe it, and both Cyclones go down. Now it's just the Marines and SCVs defending from the Stalkers. They don't have Blink quite yet, but they are about to be, and there is DT Shrine as well.
Yeah, and this is just too much damage. GG gets called. The reign of SpeCial has ended. All hail the new king as NightMare is able to stop the 10-game win streak.
Nice. That I told you, the Sparking Tuna Cup champion. We do not underestimate those.
I pressed the wrong button. GG, well played. Congratulations to NightMare. He just got so much value there out of his initial units, and even though I was like, okay, you know, special, he went for a 1-1 opener, like he's gonna have some Reapers, he's gonna have some Hellions. It just took him a long time to scout what was happening. If you remember, it took him a while for his first SCV to get across the map, and yeah, it was his turn to get cheesed on.
Yeah, it's the Stalkers have snowballed, and SpeCial did get quite a few wins under his belt, and he got quite a nice prize money for today's tournaments. But now NightMare gets his win as well as the bounty for breaking the streak.
Yeah, GG, congratulations to NightMare. He is going to be our new king of the hill. Again, if SpeCial was going to fall to anyone, I think everyone would agree that NightMare is one to do so. You know, he is an amazing player in his own right, as we saw. And yeah, now we'll see if his run is going to end short, because there is one game left.
Oh my, I think I know who the next challenger
Yeah, I think I know it as well. Oh my god, we were saving... Eddie, we were saving these two players until the end? Really?
And maybe they only just showed up.
Oh
maybe they had a break to like get dinner or something.
No way, no shot. Oh my god, this is wild. Yeah, I guess Eddie wanted to give all these other players the opportunity to take down Juanito, and he saved the best for last, because we have another Terran player stepping up.
Yeah, chat, can you guess who? As he just said, 안녕하세요 in the chat.
안녕하세요, let's go. You can see it on the screen right here, right now. We lose one Terran, we gain another. It is going to be ByuN.
Yeah, none other than ByuN himself.
Wow.
As we are now setting up for another match. This time it will be a TVP, but with no SpeCial in it.
No SpeCial, no SpeCial. We have reset the win streaks. NightMare is the current king, of course, but only with one win under his belt, and his reign could be cut short. Let's be honest. Like, oh my god.
Going from SpeCial to ByuN is an interesting road, but maybe he can do it. Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure he can. But I'm sure NightMare, he's looking over at Eddie and he's like, what the hell, man? He's like, I just became king and you're throwing ByuN at me out of all players? What the hell? Shaking my head. So here we go. The final game of the night. The final game of OSC King of the Hill number 106.
As we are now loaded into inside and out, and we are looking at our challenger, the blue Terran player representing Shopify Rebellion and South Korea. It is ByuN.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of inside and out, we have the current reigning king of the hill representing Team GP, the South Korean Protoss. It is NightMare.
And a probe is already on the map.
He's doing it again.
He's doing it again. But is it the same build? Is it the gate again?
No, the first gate is going to be, I imagine, across the map. Oh no, okay, it's at home. Never mind. It is going to be here, back at home. And I imagine we're going to be seeing a second gateway here across the map, just like the previous game. Up.
And we'll see if ByuN can deal with it better than SpeCial did.
There we go. Yeah. Exact
different
same
map though. Different map, so it may work out differently.
Yeah, okay, so there are a couple of things that are going to come into play here. One, there is going to be a wall on top of the ramp. If you remember, another thing that kind of made it a blind counter is that SpeCial's first racks was proxied. Not quite across the map, but it wasn't a part of the wall, which meant that it was easier for NightMare to gain a foothold and deal more damage on top of the ramp. So ByuN is already starting off a little bit better.
Yeah, indeed he is, as he now walls off that ramp. Doesn't even get an add-on first, like the axe is right where it should be. And the probe is now stuck. But the probe doesn't care about that because the forces of NightMare are already getting prepared.
Yeah, meanwhile, NightMare just confirming, okay, we're going for a rack straight into a factory. Our gases have been taken. It isn't going to be like any kind of 2 or even 3 racks opener here from ByuN, so NightMare has full information. And with that information, he's going to make a choice. And interestingly enough, NightMare actually goes for, yeah, he's going for 2 zealots.
Huh. Interesting indeed. Last time he only got 1 and went straight for the stalkers, but it looks like it's Zealot Adept this time.
Yeah, here we go. Actually changes his mind, goes, oh, there's an adept coming from back at home. There is a stalker across the map. The proxy has been spotted, so now ByuN is fully aware of what is happening, and now he can already start dealing with it, already chipping away at the zealot.
Yeah, already kiting it pretty well, down half the health, and it will get sniped by these 2 Reapers, so this push is already that much weaker.
Yeah, and again, because he knows what's happening, he doesn't have to waste any time making a Hellion. He already has a Widowmine on the way to burrow on top of the ramp, and we don't have Blink. We do have an Adept that can bait out the Widowmine shot though, so we'll see how good the micro is here from NightMare.
Yeah, as there are more Adepts currently on the way, and they will be joining these forces soon. As ByuN is ready to prepare his defenses, he gets the bunker, and the Reapers are free to go to the other side of the map.
And again, this is the purpose of the Adept. It looks like he's trying to... Oh, mistimed though. The Adept does go down. He doesn't bait it out, but the wall is not a wall. The army gets in. Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Widowmine is just chilling in the middle. Another one is digging in. Can it get friendly fire though?
Up!
Ooh, just barely doesn't kill all of these SCVs, but now the Protoss army is just here.
Yeah, but you know what? It's only 2 units. The Reapers are turning around. They're coming back home. The wall is still a wall, which means NightMare cannot reinforce this. The Adept is going to fall.
Yeah, but 6 SCVs fall with it, and the Stalker is getting recalled, but it will not be saved.
Doesn't get saved in the end. Again, some unfortunate micro there by NightMare losing that additional Adept. That would have changed everything here, because additional Adept means you can one-shot those workers, you can one-shot those SCVs. Oh. In the end, ByuN, he's done a really good job at defending.
I mean, he did lose a few workers, but the difference is only 3, so this will be caught up in no time, especially with news. And his Reapers are currently on the way to NightMare's base.
Yeah, exactly. He's forcing NightMare to respond. He's forcing to warp in back at home to stay on his own side of the map, which means ByuN can breathe easier. He already has his CC up and running, and he's already got his 1-1-1. And because of the earlier Widowmines, yeah, he's going to be the aggressor going for a Widowmine drop.
Oh boy, we'll see how well prepared NightMare is for these quick reactions with the Widowmines. Only 2 in the drop, so not the most committed one, but it's still very dangerous.
Dangerous indeed, but again, will he be looking at the time? That is the question here, as he just warps in across the map. He's going to continue to apply pressure here at the natural base. Going to be chipping away at the CC, but again, he cannot break into the main. Meanwhile, that drop is slowly edging its way closer into the mineral line.
Does NightMare see?
Oh.
The Stalkers are there to defend, and the workers are pulled, but are they in range? No, it looks like the drop will be denied, but ByuN does save both of the Widowmines.
Yeah, at the same time, three Reapers get into the natural base. Oh, a little bit of miscontrol there by NightMare. The drop comes back in. How good is the shot going to be?
Oh, only 1 probe. Nicely done by NightMare, pulling in time. The other Widowmine is digging in, though.
Up! Oh, no! Ooh.
What?
And that is the shot that ByuN needed. The shot goes off. 12 probes have gone down across the map. Suddenly, ByuN is ahead in the worker count. He isn't able to save any of the Widowmines, but he does save the medevac as it does zoom back home.
12?
12.
How?
Well, technically 8, because 3 were killed by the Reapers.
Yeah, that's more believable, but that's still a lot. Like, anything more than 6 is crazy.
Yeah, NightMare, he just wasn't ready for it. He wasn't prepared. He thought the Widowmine shots had already gone off, but it was only 1, so he was bamboozled. But doesn't matter, because he keeps on warping in more stalkers across the map. He's that much more committed. He's that much more all-in. And he does get 1 tank. Ooh, but he takes a lot of tank shots to the face.
Yeah, the tank on the high ground is definitely doing a lot of damage to this. Ooh, the medevac goes down. But yeah, after NightMare losing all these probes, he really feels pressure to do some damage. But there's a Raven now in his base.
So Raven denying all the mining here at the natural base, at least for a little bit. NightMare, he did react very nicely though. He only lost a single probe to that Raven. Meanwhile, he's just continuing to warp in across the map. Blink is on the horizon. It's only eyes. He still needs more time. He has high ground vision because of the shade.
Yeah, he snipes the tank. Now the Marines are the only line of defense, but Marines are pretty good units, so they are taking down a lot of Stalkers.
Oh, at the same time, that auto turret this time, NightMare was not paying attention. 5 more probes go down. But he's getting in. The wall. It's not a wall, but there's a tank.
Yeah, there's another tank, so NightMare has to be very careful. Blink is now finally finished, so he can snipe it if he tries to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, the Adept is going to be able to take down that tank in the end. Again, the Shade was so important. They're providing high ground vision once again. Oh god, beyond his tank count, it just keeps getting reset.
Yeah, and another 8 SCVs falls down as well. The Stalkers of NightMare are starting to snowball, and can they win this position?
Oh, it looks like barely they cannot. And what's scary is that in 10 seconds, Stim is going to finish. And once Stim is done, suddenly these Marines are going to be that much more terrifying to deal with. Another auto turret being thrown down, making sure that NightMare cannot mine. Beyond thinking about maybe taking the triangular third, I would love it if he would land it. It would honestly impact his economy quite a bit if he was able to mine from his base.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, it would be nice, right? To have that CC, like, on the ground.
Yeah, he goes for the natural instead. Meanwhile, the Adept was cleaned up, so it looks like ByuN is going to be denying that high ground vision. Can he lift up the depots? This time he will.
Ooh, just barely gets him in time. Another snipe on the tank, it looks like, with the enough vision, but now the Stalkers are gonna pay for it.
Yeah, the punish is real. You blink on forward, well, I have Stim for you. And just like that, NightMare loses almost every single Stalker. That was the advantage that he had. Throughout the course of this game, he has been slowly building up that Stalker count, slowly, efficiently keeping them alive over time, but he just lost almost all of them.
Yeah, he definitely did. And now with all the upgrades for Terran kicking in, now the eBay is on the way as well. This will be getting harder and harder. That Raven is still in the base in NightMare, still denying the mining
He's
in
playing
the
chicken.
natural.
He's like, am I going to throw it down? Am I going to throw it down? He finally does throw it down. So much lost mining time here for NightMare. Another Stim on forward. And again, I do think that NightMare was doing relatively well, but he just lost so much of the harass to the Winter Mines to the Ravens. Finally, he still actually doesn't clean up that Raven. And GG gets called. ByuN is able to take the game, and he is going to be our reigning king for King of the Hill 106.
Yeah, GG's to ByuN. As you said, NightMare got a tough opponent in front of him, and even though it was really getting some damage done,
Yeah.
like in the end, it was not enough.
I was really impressed with how NightMare was able to get high ground vision and focus fire and just continue to snipe tank after tank after tank. It almost snowballed, to be honest, again, but he was on a bit of a timer until Stim finished. That was the thing. Like, he had to break ByuN then and there. Even after Stim finished, like, it was still okay, but there was that one questionable blink that cost him his army.
Yeah, a bit of an overextension, and Marines with Steam by then, like, they just roll through everything.
They do. They do. GG, well played. Congratulations to ByuN as he's able to take down the reigning king. It was a short reign, unfortunately. NightMare was only able to reign supreme for a single game after taking down SpeCial, but that's how the cookie crumbles. You know, sometimes that's just how the RNG can be sometimes.
Hey, at least we get to the bonus for breaking the streak, right?
Definitely, no, for sure. NightMare, he was able to earn some money here. When I say RNG, I mean Eddie. Your fate is in his hands when it comes to who you're going to be playing next. Again, Eddie just saving ByuN for last. Oh, I'm shaking my head. Regardless, GG, well played. It was a great tournament. Shout out to SpeCial because, hey, he won 10 games in a row. He got 10 wins under his belt. 10 different pro players from all over the world, from Europe, from Latin America, from South Korea, Southeast Asia. It was really impressive. Really impressive.
Yeah, really impressive round for SpeCial today. With a lot of cheesy builds, a lot of proxies, but I mean they were very strong, and he managed to get a lot of wins today, and he's on the top of the scoreboard.
He is. He walks away with the most amount of money. For those wondering, ByuN is going to be invited next week to the next OSC King of the Hill as the reigning king. He has the option to be the first player in, as he is, of course, our last player to win here. So he has that option. I say option because he can always turn it down if he's a little bit busy, if maybe there's GSL going on or another tournament, or maybe the schedules don't line up. So it's up to ByuN if he wants to accept the invitation.
And it is, I hope we don't hear the fan.
It's all good, we don't hear it.
Okay, good.
Oh, but yeah, with that, we had an amazing day of StarCraft. Relatively short though, because a lot of the games were very quick and very cheesy, and we had
There you go.
Uh-huh.
We have another fun fact from Eddie as ByuN picks up his 4th King of the Hill crown and his 45th map win.
There we go, 45. That's a lot of map wins. You know, that was ByuN. You know, he's the king for a reason. He is a world-class player. So yeah, really well deserved here. If you want to see if anyone can bring down ByuN, and maybe if you want to see if ByuN can get as long, if not a longer win streak than SpeCial, be sure to tune in next week, because this tournament is a weekly series.
Yes, it's not always on the same channel. It's definitely it's generally spread between different channels and also different times. It doesn't have like its own like set slot, but keep your eyes out, and it will definitely be happening again.
Yeah, definitely. For those wondering, this tournament historically has been covered by Steadfast or Chicken Man, or I think Wardy's done it a couple of times. Depending on which caster is available, I think some Drunk Canadians done it a couple of times. Depending on who's available, they do rotate between the casters. It also depends on the day that they host the tournament. So yeah, keep an eye out on Wikipedia, keep an eye out on social media to figure out when and where the next edition is going to be.
Yeah, and if you want to try and participate in one of those, then make sure that you get that OSC Elite membership, since that's how you get invited into these tournaments.
Yeah, that's how you get invited. There you go. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We have been live for almost 7 hours now. It is 2:30 a.m. in the morning here in the land of Australia. Not too late. I was worried that it may go on a little bit longer, but shout out to SpeCial for cheesing so much. Much love.
Yeah,
much
thanks,
love.
SpeCial.
Thanks, SpeCial. It does mean that I can get a bit of an earlier night here. But yeah, I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves. Again, King of the Hill, it's a format that isn't very popular. It isn't very common, so it's really cool. It's really refreshing to have at least a King of the Hill weekly like this.
Yeah, and it's a regular series as well that keeps happening repeatedly. It's not like a one-off event. It's something that you can enjoy regularly.
Yeah, can enjoy it regularly. Speaking of regularly, if people want to tune in to see what Kuro, aka 16 Squad Senseki, is up to, where can they find you?
You can find me most of the time on Discord 24/7. If I'm not on my PC, I'm probably on my phone, so I'm probably reading. I don't always respond, but I'm probably reading. But in all seriousness, if you want to see me play usually other games than StarCraft, then make sure to check my Twitch at 16 Squad Senseki, or check my Twitter at 16 Squad S, where I retweet a lot of StarCraft news a lot of time. But if you want to see my StarCraft work, it's generally here on the CranKy Ducklings, so make sure to give our channel a follow. However, if you're interested in laddering and seeing Zerg face the world, where can we find that?
Light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter if you're interested in following me struggle and try and ladder. For those wondering, I'm attempting to break into Masters 2 at the moment. 4.5k MMR is kind of my goal, and we've been struggling quite a bit. I'll be honest, we've been smudging quite a bit as well. Like, we still have fun on my streams, but yeah, it's it's quite an experience. If you're interested, you can follow me there. I do try and stream on a daily basis, but if you don't care about any live VIP streams, and if you only care about professional StarCraft and our casting, then follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We are all over the place, and we announce whenever we go live. So you can follow us on whatever social media you prefer, and you will get notifications for when our stream does go live. And we have plenty of StarCraft here for you. We have our OSC King of the Hill, we have Sparkling Tuna Cup, we have amateur tournaments, we have Latin American tournaments, we have South Korean tournaments, because we cast ESL Open Cup Asia as well. Plenty of StarCraft on this channel. And speaking of plenty of StarCraft, it all begins once again next week, because next week are the DreamHack Atlanta qualifiers, and as always, we'll be casting almost every single region. Our channel is going to be live almost 24/7. We're going to be covering Latin America, North America, Oceania, there's no Korean qualifiers, but any other qualifier,
China.
Taiwan, China, every region that we can. The only region that we don't cover is Europe, because we have to sleep at some point. But I say that for DreamHack Valencia, we did do 1 day of DreamHack Europe. We did do 1 day.
I mean, it was Kevin's bad influence, but we did do one Europe cast.
We did. So yeah, if you want to be up to date for DreamHack Atlanta, we're going to be covering every single qualifier, and we're most likely also going to be a part of the B stream and the C stream of the main event, as we usually are. So yeah, it's going to be a big month for us. On top of that, ANZ Champs Season 2 is on the horizon. On top of that, this weekend is WTL World Team League qualifiers are this weekend, and we're going to be competing in that.
On top of that, BTL is about to start.
On top of that, BTL is about to start again for its next season. On top of that, we're going to be flying some of our Ducklings over to DreamHack Atlanta, to the LAN, to the main events. There's a lot happening these next couple of months, so if you want to be up to date on all of it, then follow us on social media, Discord, keep up to date with the Ducklings. Quack.
Yes. Quack.
And of course, we have all of our regular weeklies as well, sprinkled throughout, so it's going to be an intense time. But that's
the calendar is always on Discord or on our Google Calendar if you want to check out what we are next up to.
There you go. Oh boy. With that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much for your supports. If you want to support us, all the money that we make on Twitch and on Patreon, it all goes towards our pro team, and with all that money we can afford to pay for flights and have our players go to Atlanta, go to Valencia. We were able to pay for Vindicta to fly to Valencia, for example. We do whatever we can to support our players and salary our pro players as well. So if you're interested, there is that option. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Our next cast is going to be in 2 days. It's going to be on Friday, I believe. World Team League qualifiers. Oh boy.
We don't know who we're facing yet, but that info should be out very quickly.
Yes, we will be casting that here on the CranKy Ducklings. Wish us the best of luck, as we are going to be playing against teams like Onside Gaming are going to be a part of the qualifiers. That's what's crazy about it. It's going to be brutal. There's Onside Gaming, there's Platinum Heroes, there's License to Kill. All these teams are going to be rocking up, and oh boy, hopefully we don't end up on the same side of the bracket as Onside Gaming, because I'm pretty sure everyone expects them to just blaze their way through.
I mean, they literally have Maru.
They have Maru, they have Neeb, they have Rex. It's going to be brutal. So everyone, I know I've spoken to some of the other team managers, and everyone is crossing their fingers to avoid Onside Gaming. Oh boy. We'll see how it goes.
We like pulling straws, huh? Who's gonna face Onside?
Who's gonna face Onside? Oh god. Nah, Migs can do it, okay? If Migs can beat ByuN, he can beat Maru, okay? I believe.
True.
But thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys on Friday.
Bye.
Ciao.